Hello, everybody! It's your Wonderful Wind Mage, Cruz Ship Servant, Chartreuse Proxy, everyone always here at your service. Hi, everybody! Okay, first of all, the game's a little bit loud. It has been a while. It is a Saturday. It is May 30, 2026. I feel like I'm rested a good bit well enough after MomoCon and everything like that or so, and I'm just working here to just chill out and play the game that was supposed to be out by the time when I got that from MomoCon. So it came out this Monday, about 5 days ago. So I am super excited to finally be playing one game already held near and dear to my heart. After Team Support made Teamfight Manager 1, I'm here to play Teamfight Manager 2, their sequel. It is in early access at the moment when it comes to it or so. So, big thing, if you don't know Teamfight Manager 1, it was essentially, like an esports simulation game where you are the coach of a up-and-coming esports team trying to take the world tournament in what was an arena battler kind of game. Now, Teamfight Manager 2 is more of an actual regular sports simulation when it comes to. So if anybody's ever played any basketball manager, football manager, whatever, stuff like that or so, it will be a good part in actually taking care of the finances of the team, of scouting players, recruiting them out, their training, plus the actual, what is now a true MOBA element into the game now when it comes to it. Now, usually they would come with a bunch of like custom-made teams or whatever, you know, nothing copyright when it comes to it so, but there are mods that people have put on the databases already to where we can have actual real teams when it comes to. And you can also have players when it comes to, I want to keep the players random, but I just want to keep the team names true to themselves as it is IRL when it comes to that. So we'll be playing with that. And we're just going to enjoy ourselves when it comes to it. Now, for a new game, I need to choose where I am starting from for either Division 1, Division 2, and what region when it comes to it or so. For example, like Korean Division 1, you can see Genji and T1, and then the rest of what's in the LCK right now in that case then when it comes to it. Kinda, you can see JDG, Billy for any other esports nerds when it comes to, of course, G2 at the top. Cloud9, however, is at the top of NA. I'd put Team Liquid higher than Cloud9. ESM at the bottom. And then going on from there and all, because we have all of these here. And then if we get on to like the Division 2s, we have a few things like the EULs, or a few things like the college ones, like Winthrop University existing for North America. Now, as it comes to it, I'm going to stick with North America when it comes to it. I'm going to start with Tier 2, because I'm assuming we're going to make our way up, because I played all the demo playtests when it comes to, but I've not touched anything, nor have I watched anything, even though I got very close to watching a bit more of casuals on Teamfight Manager 2, and a little bit of stanzas. So, Chartreuse. Go with the closest thing to my hair, in that case, then or so. Okay, well, here's the yellow, but let's just go with the more... Oh, so I did Chartreuse. Oh! But first and foremost, we are going to 8-1 team. Let's see. Everybody here is poor unstable. Who do I want to take over? Because main thing here is, okay, let's see here. Moderate, let's do Closet. Number of new champs per pet, 1. 60 seconds says I like actually having some draft pressure for myself. I love myself fearless draft when it comes to league rules. I like double elimination. International tournaments, double or single OM. Make it single OM but Swiss. Manager training? No, I want to do manager training to everybody else. Player attribute visibility. Reminds player attributes based on your team intel. You can reveal more accurate data by dispatching stats or progressing through matches. I want to find out about my players. Normal. First transfer window. Oh, you can't change when it comes to it. Okay. Back with that then. But I want to learn about my players as we go on. And then, of course, you can see here, we're going to have a brevity of players when it comes to it then, or so. Depending on whoever we choose. You know what? Supernova sounds pretty close enough when it comes to. And it has the least amount of players, so you have to juggle the least amount of people. So let me pull up the usual team logo that we worked with here, people. Because, of course, if I'm playing Teamfight Manager 2, there is one very special team that is near and dear to my heart, of course. It's GaleForce. So, not Supernova, GaleForce. Yes, yes, we have some popularity. We're a contender. Or should I actually be a contender? Or should I start from the very bottom then? Because it would be a better story if you start all the way from the bottom but very low going up. Yeah. You know what? Let's start from the very, very bottom then. Or we got the really best thing. My point is, do these guys have eats? Do just it's what? Hey, bots. Oh, you know what, Vtuber? You're GaleForce now. We're gonna start from the bottom because we can. Hello, Austin. Or would it be better if I just did start here then? That way I'm not working from the biggest deficit in the world. Because I got my bat blown out actually thinking about it in the later demos. So actually, let's start from like top of Div 2, so that's have a fighting chance. Besides, on repeat playthroughs, I can start from the bottom completely then. Alright, we're starting with that then. Swiss, Reviews. Hey Austin, 18 months mod anniversary. Thank you for the love when it comes to, or always just being here when it comes to it. But here, if we are doing GaleForce in that case then, you know what needs to happen. I need to rep my GaleForce, of course, purple colors. I'm already purple enough when it comes to it, so, but what? You have to show out for the team and everything, people, yeah? So I need to change how I look. I might do a bit of yellow actually, represent like the supernova stars in the skies then. I'm staring myself in my mirror. Okay, he's pretty good. GaleForce colors to represent, baby. Because again, I gotta show out, and I remember having a whole GaleForce outfit whenever I played Teamfight Manager 1. Let's do this thing. Start it off officially. Teamfight Arena, the first game as I reference here, which gained immense worldwide popularity, was itself the symbol of esports. Everyone enjoyed Teamfight Arena, and its success seemed eternal. I mean, I enjoyed it enough to do 3 playthroughs in my 6 years of streaming now. However, after several decades, the fervor for Teamfight Arena began to gradually fade. That's when the sequel, Teamfight Arena 2, was released. Okay. Yeah, the game that went on that long. Okay. Okay, now, so this is a tutorial I've done before, but for the sake of new playthrough, I'll let this go out then in that case. Hello, congrats on your appointment as the new manager of a Teamfight Arena 2 professional team. I am Cloud, responsible for overseeing your management and training process. Nice to meet you. I heard you're worried about not having enough knowledge about TA2. Since the game is visual, it's really very few people truly understand. Anything else to explain how Teamfight Arena works too? Okay. Okay, actually, I don't know if it should be the whole in-depth one when it comes to, but I'm still going to play it. These buildings are called relics. Your Nexus, your whatever you want to call it then in that case. TA2 is a game where 2 teams of 5 players complete. The team that destroys their relic first wins. As a story, no, this is tutorial, and I am letting it drop for anybody that didn't watch like my first demo or anything like that very early on. Hi D3, how are you doing today, Chief? This game, each player of the team plays a champion. Yup, it's a MOBA. Too many to play at once, so let's observe. Doing good? Yeah! 2 players have been added, and it is modeled after a MOBA 3-lane structure. Government mandated designated losses? Goodness gracious. I mean, what? You're gonna hear me screaming out of my eyes just so I'm gonna be the coach for a Tier 2 North American team soon enough. Separate from the champions. Small units that spawn are minions, and you earn money and experience or so when it comes to. 3 games in a row with 0 duelists? Oh my god, that sounds horrible. I'm so glad I'm not playing any team games when it comes to it then. But yeah, so remember, this is a simulation game, so as I'll be able to pick whatever champions and who is using their champions for their roles and like when it comes to, but otherwise this will actually really be the gameplay. I'm just going to be watching and hoping that my pick ban draft when it comes to does actually pay off. In that case then. Now I have a rough idea of how the game flows, right? Yep. Understanding how the match unfolds is efficient. So, ban pick when it comes to in this game here is very much so actually like pretty in-depth, since this is the main way that you're actually going to get to interact with everybody in that case then. So they're just doing 2v2 instead of 5v5 as Cloud is saying right here. And it would just be a snake draft when it comes to. That's only 2 bans right here, but it usually goes up to maybe potentially 3 depending on how you go later on when it comes to it. So it would just keep going, keep going. That's also new graphics for the bands. That's actually pretty nice. It's pretty nice. So it would just be, you get to pick somebody, and then it snates either back and forth, or what would be like 5v5, it would be 1, 2, 2, 1 bands. Or so when it comes to it then. So it just depends on, So it's a good day, though. Got to hang with IRL to play board games? Yeah! And then you get to swap everybody when it comes to or so. But the positions do have specific things that they do, and specifically for this game, like you can see here, support, there's another allied champion nearby. The allied champion will gain the gold instead. So support itself is actually a lot more made to facilitate the ADC role. And I'm just gonna let this go at ×3 speed, but typically I get to observe all 3 lanes in the jungle in that case then. But for example instances, it's just showing how a 1-lane match would go in that case. Try to show it off for you here. I'm thinking it might just go through the whole tutorial, which already took me like an hour or so to actually get through back then, so I might just get past it. But you're seeing here, this will be a MOBA game essentially, so because I remember doing a whole entire game last time when it comes to. As I'm doing a whole 2-hour stream on just a tutorial, so I'm teetering back and forth, but what? You get the idea. There's ban pick, there will be auto draft, because I want to get into the simulation aspect, which really wasn't there back then in the first, first demo. Or the first demo. Sorry, yeah, the first demo took away the others too, because they were just like multiplayer point tests. So, manager training, because I thought it would have been like more basics that I would need otherwise, but no. Okay, so this is the official actual view screen. So anybody's ever played any other management simulation game or so, this will be what we have to get used to. Welcome to your new role as manager of GaleForce. You can freely recruit players from today until, that's saying February 3rd, so a month to recruit. So, I am the coach of what was Supernova, now GaleForce. I have a top 2 jungles, a mid, 2 bottoms, and a support. Let's check them out. Breezy, 28 years old. Your ability to hit skills is atrocious, but your ability to roam as a top laner is really good, and your position and judgment too. Did I say CO attributes or height attributes? Be doing this myself again. This is wonderful, guys. I'm doing wonderful. Trust me here. Look, this is totally fine. Keep restarting the game because I want to make sure it's exactly what I want out of my experience here. But it's good. And plus, if you're already chilling out with me so far in both either on Twitch or YouTube, then this is honestly testament to how much faith you have in me as an entertainer, and also how much you may have wanted to wait. Okay, player attribute visibility hidden. Now, I don't know if that could be just for my team or for scouting. But you know, my team does stay the same, so it is just for scouting. So Phoenix, your ability to do anything is kind of horrible. Roach, you have better mental and roaming. But technically your ability to dodge skills and control speed. Green King, you're my only mid. A lot of aggression. But you're pretty good at mechanics, okay. Jerk, rowing and aggression, pretty good. But I don't know if I need rowing. Now, skill dodge and focus is pretty nice too, but your mental is so boom. Hello? Mither is a better person in general on bot, but he has such a high ego. And a high ego and judgment support. Okay, also hi Mako. Okay, so coaching staff. I have Keith, who is my head coach. We'll do band pick and everything like that or so, okay. And who else do I have? Castle as a scout? So, the big thing for me here is that I need to find out. So if I can delegate starting going on. Okay, well in that case, and it seems like Keith and I have the same idea of I want to try the high ego while we're like I try the guy with better stats and everything for farm potentially and higher ego. If so he doesn't have that high aggression hilariously. More players sit to their own judgment. Oh goodness. Yep. You're gonna have to see here, because the main thing here is that we have a whole schedule of we have a month of a transfer window to figure things out before we get our first matches. So what I need to look at is taking a look at my finances, look at my training that I have for everybody when it comes to them in case I want them to have anything specifically, seeing if there's anything like streaming that I want these guys to do, make up finances for money. That way I'll have a bigger budget to potentially then look to recruit players up, because this is a very in-depth team manager in that case then. So let's take a look. Junjia, hello. As a mid, you have really high judgment. Your ability to do anything. So actually kind of middling out or so when it comes to ego, positioning, the judgment does look kind of nice, but I'm not sure about that. But the fact is, I want to be able to look at solo rank or scout out in that case then, to look out, potentially, for what I'm looking for. Because I can scout and see if I can fix up any holes in my roster or anything like that or so that could be very good. Like, for example, in Mako, how old are my guys? 20, 31, 17-year-old general. You should be absolutely a project. And yes, your stats are also dog. I do have 2 junglers at the very least, so I need to look at, because I don't mind Breezy. It's not roaming or whatever, but his actual like he has good game IQ outside here. His actual fundamentals are horrible, but he's fine. I think he'll be fine in bottom lane. So I think probably the biggest thing would be maybe showing up our support. Let's think. I'm looking at negotiate. They're with us for 3 years. Okay, these guys are with us for 3 years potentially. So actually, I don't have to do too much. I can save my finances if I want to think about it then, unless I find somebody that's in that case. I need to look at, first of all, holy crap, that is a lot of characters. That's a lot of new characters too. What the heck? I guess I am doing Fearless Draft in that case then, but I'm gonna have to learn all these champions that I don't know. Okay, go on. Let's review the game rules, because that's something that wasn't covered in the demos before. The support, negative 30 experience and negative 15 gold gain. Unless hit nearest ally receives a gold instead. Bot gets more gold, mid gets more experience. 40% move speed when out of combat in the jungle. And they have smite. Top has a interesting. What are our finances? So budget is. Current salaries is taking them not even $1 million of our 10 million budget. Quite frankly, I should be looking for scouts potential. Stay in North America, but I want to maybe look for a young support maybe. I don't want to prospect or anything like that or so when it comes. Let's look for goods. Let's just scout a scout. And also see everybody else on the team. But for now, perfectly fine with Chris. I don't want to touch my tree. Comes to at the moment. So this is preceding the day, so it's January 1st at the moment. That's January 2nd. Prospect Hunter dispatch a scout to any region and I'm checking my achievement. And receive a player list. Okay. Let's review our news. Word mouth from 100 thieves. TSM's 20-year-old prospect Jinji is attracting attention on the transfer. Reported are reported to be interested in a move. Oh, wasn't he the mid that I just saw on the solo rank ladder? That's sort of 100. The difference between them for widening this. So I've been wondering if they can spend on a different thing. Third position comes. Yeah, but I have almost 6 million to try to figure. So what us. You, sir. Oh my goodness gracious. Your stats are amazing. Oh. Compared to Mako, your stuff is amazing. Brother, I would love to have you on the team. You're in you're on 100 Thieves right now. That's a tier 1 team. Brother, what would it take? I could actually spend everything on a good support and then have that just be my biggest window. There is expected to demand a transfer fee of about 8K. Has no intention of selling, but he's a key player. But what if I said in salary budget after contract? I mean, his salary is 17K. I would have enough. What if I said, okay, what would it take to delegate to scout? Or delegate to a scout then? Is that just gonna kind of chill? I don't want to make any rash decisions yet, so let's just sit on that. But what's what? Coach trading has been producing results. Reach actually, declining. This must be due to natural age or. Are you gonna be my main? You are gonna be my main. If the coach training, what us? Oh, I think the biggest thing is I don't want everybody's mental to do. So let's like adjust on a ratio like this. Okay, no, more scouts are coming in. Okay. There's a support free. Oh. And Breezy, my top, be an anchor player when it comes to substitute. Guys, everyone, guys, my boys here. My cores are Reach and Breezy, it seems right now. Everybody else is keys or just gonna be starter set. Okay. So it's gonna be top and mid. Oh, what they're looking at right now. At least from the scouting list. You are from North American Division. The monster goes are bad, but skill dodging, positioning, and your calling are really high. I do like you. You are potentially. But I'll keep that going then. I'll let that negotiation. Sorry about that one. Save the game real quick just so. Bye bye. How do people want reward? Who are a support player. It's really good stuff too. 49th place. North America. They're auto getting retro practice match on the 7th. You know what? Hey! Give me that. I'll take a practice match so I can see how the boys are doing that. Case. Okay, I have a scout. Okay, so my scout starts this week. Scout is on the roster until next year. What about my head coach? Until the end of the year. So I have 1 year and 2 years. Anyway, I can actually just look to what's his face. Grab more staff. So the fact that with Mao as a key player does hurt me. That is very potentially good. The stats are amazing. Solo on solo queue. Me with Cloud9. What are those stats, dude? Hello? Hello on from the Chinese server. You're too, but you're also on Cloud9! Oh my god. Okay, I'm working at this here. Train efficiency +5. I don't want to spend all my money immediately. Wait, but I can make products. Oh, I remember this a little bit before from the demo. How much would it take? Okay, what? Green King, if you're gonna be our main guy, let's produce some computer mice. How much would it be? Let's say, let's just jack it a little bit. It's 52 bucks. But I'm good. I don't know how bad it would be then. I want to take it a little bit more. Let's produce some stuff because I want to see these finances potentially go up. We need some because he's only made $208 in streaming. I want to see if we get some merch sales to offset some. Training efficiency going up would be really nice. Alright, for anything, I'm more than prepared to spend for that a bit. My balance is 8.9. That's a jump, but honestly, I'm fine with that. Dude, that's a lot of money. That's also a lot of money. Oh, okay, fine. We chill. Give it a day, give it a day. So this is going here. Oh, your stats are getting worse because you're old. It seems almost. Scouting report. Dude, Tyler won! We got a lot of people. Okay, look, we got a lot of people potentially to scout and like here. I just need to figure out who I would want. Agent Zoomer signs a fight quest. Yeah, but sorry, hit me for GaleForce. Tower 1. Mitchell wants to play practice match. You know what? Give me practice matches so I can really see what's gonna be happening. Get the transfer window open. And if these guys are continuing to like decline in stats, I'm not very happy about it. Okay, so my scout is negotiating. That's very good. That's very good. don't have too much plans for budget because I put it onto facilities, but I want it to be better. And the gaming rights, I've already sold 7 of them. Nice. I don't see too much about uploading just face upgrading a stadium right now, and my budget's dropped 2K after upgrading the training facility. But what? Stadium's gonna be the biggest thing if I want to improve my people. It's gonna cost me another mill, but honestly, since I don't know what I'm doing, I think I will just go ahead and upgrade that. Like what? Okay, that cut into almost a third of my budget. But if I need to improve people, it's gonna have to be my actual players in that case center. So you know. Agent Chris signs with this. So Storm Pass is still being signed over, but we're looking at maybe getting a young guy as a prospect, potentially going up on. You can fight that. Otherwise, though, not confident. Reach. They're always keep cheap. That could be the thing I'm most worried about then. And I need a jungler who can actually jungle. The monster kill stat is like full. So I need to start looking and scouting for a jungler. Has like a 17 monster kills or something like that. No? You know what, let's do all regions. So let's look for an import. Today is going to be a practice match against Dorado Gaming. Solo ranked champion trends. So, solo queue. Dude, Shadowmancer back in the game. Oh my god. I don't even want to think about it. Potential very high. What are those stats? Oh my god, he's a Korean import. He's a Korean import, but community team. Maybe I shouldn't have. Reaches stress warning is too hard to ignore. How is stress player? Its ordinary mistakes harder and reacts more sensitively wind up composition of public response system. Whether rest schedule and reduced master your shortest streaming time is most closely to the stress. Reach? Okay, brother, if you need to rest a bit more, like, I suppose you could rest a bit more then. Yeah, you've been going down. I need you to, like, rest it. If your stress is going high, then y'all need to, like, take a chill pill for a moment, okay? The others didn't go to the others didn't talk a little bit then, but let's adjust this paradigm a little bit. That's potential, but that could. But the fact that the fact that I just sent it to any region when my guys probably don't speak a lick of Korean or anything like that, right? Yeah, that's my worry. Pretty sure everybody would just be only communicating in English. Okay, all good, all good. This is so in depth. I mean, have you ever played a management game before D3? Because as much as I am only getting into regular sports now, I've loved watching things like Road to the Show for like both the personal campaigns or actually like, yeah, Football Manager in that case then. I'd love to run custom leagues with people, but nobody ever was into it besides like Soul out of my friends list. But I love these management games. I can lose myself in them so much. Now here's the thing that scares me. Because they chose Fearless Draft, it's got to give us a lot of champions. There's going to be a lot of characters. I have no idea what they do. So I gotta look through them. So, at least for the people I remember, I'm not gonna go through what's his face. Now, I'm gonna assume Cavalry is still S tier from the demos in that case then. So let's look at who's new. Hammerer. Swings a hammer at a nearby enemy to deal physical damage and airborne. Quits with hammer race and slam the ground. Slows. Swings in a semicircular area to knock back and go airborne. So this guy is a disruption top laner. Okay. How Shadowmancer changed? Shadowmancer wouldn't work in that case. From Teamfight Arena 1 to 2. Wish that had PvP, it's such a good multiplayer game. It's really good, yeah. Dark Shadows Rise, dealing 80 plus agents AP and rooting for 70 seconds. They know, like, we just did the quick matches, but we can actually do a concurrent league. Like, actually play a league, go through each of these decisions together, and compete in a league. And it doesn't have to be in one session, so we can just save progress on one person's profile and do a regular Teamfight Manager league if we wanted to, in that case, then here, for instance. But it just depends on. Because for now, this is my solo playthrough. Fire penetrating shadow projectile, dealing 150 units, and banishing them for 30 seconds. Okay, so she wants to follow up with people. So she roots people, follows up, kind of like Dual Blader, who follows up on airborne enemies. She needs people to be rooted or stunned or so. And she can also banish somebody to turn into a 5v4. Voodoo Shaman, you're new. First projectile, magic damage, your support. Slowing by 30% and reducing attack speed. First an enemy to take bonus damage. Create a voodoo zone that is a HP percent area. And silence, hello? Okay, Stukov working arm. Circus Blade, you're new. Fires blade in the target direction, you're a jungler. Goes up to 2 charges, gain 1 charge on base attacking enemy champion. Interesting. Gain 30% movement speed, 30% attack speed, and wall phasing. Hello, Kane? Dash your target enemy and knots back nearby enemies and vanish. Okay, you're interesting. Hello, Spirit Color, D3's favorite, aka what we're gonna ban every single time. I do remember you. Attach spirits to enemies or allies to basically give them stats or reduce stats. Yep. Detonate attached spirits. Yep. Remember that. Whipmaster. Jungle, swing the whip or physical damage. A cone, knockback. Channel and 5 projectiles. Okay, Misfortune-esque. Bear and Boomerang Hunter, we're back in. Inquisitor. Support a jungle? That's a short distance, applying damage and bleed. As a targeted enemy, resets to 1 cooldown of bleeding. Interesting. Starts with an enemy champion, dealing physical damage to all enemies. Enemies below 50% are executed. Execution nearby enemies are feared. Fear beyond death / Apollo Itanio-san? Prisoner. Throw an iron ball in a line to all enemies. Roar to gain 200 plus 10% max HP shield and taunt. Support, it's gonna be a bot lane? Interesting. Starts with an enemy, dealing physical attack damage and stunning them. Okay. Now Necromancer is interesting because new ultimate ability. Revive a dead ally champion. Your supports. Oh, fair enough. Dash forward. Werewolf still has high mobility. Ghost has a lot of dashes when it comes to it, so, but they want kills and assists. They want the stats, of course. Enchanter. Enhance an ally, increasing their range. Enhance ally equipment, increasing item stats by 30%. Power an ally champion for 6 seconds, granting just huge buffs and crowd control immunity. What the heck? I remember Dancer. Hello, Mr. Dancer. Welcome back. Okay, it's because I remember that the one thing that they did say that they're using is AI, not for anything but just for translation because they're in a hurry. But they are working with people to get official translations. So Shrine Maiden is still Pythoness. And I'm seeing how it's like, just Dancer instead of Mystic Dancer. Clown. You can teleport to people without needing them to be stunned or marked. Oh, Dodge spends special bouncing dodgers that ricochet. Illusionist fears and still taunts, but he fears now. And lights to create allied. Hitman needs to help execute. Bard reduces still cooldowns this time. It still has his ultimate. Exorcist still nullifies status ailment then. For 5 seconds, street attack by 100 and attack speed 100%. What the heck? Hello? That seems brokenly good. What the heck? Holy, I might be high in exercise just reading that. 100% steroid? 100% attack speed steroid? Kill an enemy with a talisman. That's an ornament to a talisman. Yep. Incapacitate, making them untargetable. Siege Raider, you're new. Slam a flail. It deals bonus damage to structures. Interesting. That you are just going to be a split pusher in that case or so. You are our split pusher jazz. Android. Fire shockwave in a straight line that slows enemies. Gain a shield and stun enemies. And give a huge shield and teleport to an ally. Barrier Mage. Barrier around an enemy champion. Interesting, that's different but new. Fires a dart arrow. Look, this is gonna be a boring episode 1, but I'm gonna get at least one series in with these practice matches here, because this is a lot to take in. Fires a dart arrow, revealing and rooting. Area and darkness after delay. Dealing damage to enemies inside. Trust an enemy champion within 80. Linking them to the nearest ally for 5 seconds. One takes damage, 40% chance with you. Interesting! Summons a whirlwind. I remember Wind Mage when it comes to. I have to put them S tier just because I am a Wind Mage myself when it comes to. Airborne time decrease. Hit regrets. Interesting. Bomber. Throw a bomb. Dealing damage to all enemies in the area. Place an invisible mine that deals damage to recruits. Not trigger on. That just lasts forever. Oh, it's bomb in the area. Okay, hello Zades. Guardian Spirit. Heal allies. Granted allies shields and movement speed. It's a sanctuary. Correct, and granting a revive shield? Whoa? Like Doctor, so are the steroid character in that case, and adding dash to attacks? Ew! Minister of Forbidden Elixir, reducing HP to 1, but for 5 seconds preventing HP below dropping 1. And steroiding, yep. The same ult as before. PDH. Poison. Attacking poison enemies increases range by 30. Parry from poison enemies increases movement speed by 2. A hatch. Against nearby allies poison, yep. Dokkaebi. Enhance the club for 3 seconds. Each attack takes a fan-safe shockwave for physical damage. 40% damage reduction. 5 projectile in a straight line. Enemies are slowed and then rooted and spreads. Interesting. Lightning Maid still has stun, and still has her Malthazar stuff. Okay. Chef. Now there's a knife. And still has the same health. Good. Summons a bear. If it dies, the druid takes damage. Casting or summon heals the bear for AP. Interesting. Summons an eagle. Fire 7 and bear and eagle soul projectiles. Interesting, but we have a dedicated summoner. White Mage. I remember White Mage. Okay, what? That's well enough. Let's just proceed, because I want to get to, what's his face? I want to get to our practice match. So, practice match with Dorado Gaming. Night Start. Dorado Gaming's Jundor tends to prioritize invading the enemy Jundor, and they like to poke and maintaining distance and objective. Okay, thank you, coach. Very cool. Scrim for another team and get accepted and play it. Interesting. And for this starting team, I am fine with that. Wow, what a pitiful stadium we're in. I mean, it is just a practice match. Okay. So, 3 bands on each side in that case. I don't know what the Jundor likes to do, but if he likes invading, who is really good invading Jundor? Cavalry, of course, but I kind of want to pick Cavalry myself then. A lot of new characters. Ninja also exists. I did leave the Ninja Cavalry gambit up in that. Who do I really just hate dealing with in general back then? I hated dealing with Taurus back in Teamfight 1. I don't want Ghost, and just because of D3, get no Spirit Color. No Shooter. Oh, all 3 bands at the beginning instead of 1 midway through. Interesting. I don't know who else I mean, I hated Chef back then too. If they want to stay back and vote, this way it should take no away the archer. Bomber. Bomber can easily root me in that case then or so, but let's think about things. So, I love me my cavalry, I love me my ninja. That can be a flex of support and bot? Jungle and bot in that case then? it comes to, but okay, what? The roaming with cavalry for reach, I think I need to prioritize that as the highest thing. Then afterwards, I probably need to look at Marine King for my mid hit in that case then, for who I'd want to look at. In which case then, because I need to see new characters to really remember. Cavalry, you can root people in that case then. That's a root. I probably want another form of CC in there, so. Always inside getting move speed with cavalry already granting move speed is pretty nice. I think I will take Wind Mage. Don't dedicate to it. Gunner and you are taking Chartreuse for you. Knock back, and that is ways to kite around or so. Why don't you apply swords and everything? Knight in the initial one here. Because I think getting a taunt would be good. Because the problem for what they have is Gunner can attack enemies while moving and such or so. I think that's my jungle and mid. Having a knight potentially to help with these kiting here would be good. It's either that or we gotta find people who can die in that case. Because what's a top laner that can die? Dual Blader can follow up with roots potentially, and they want the kite, we just need to lock them down. Now, Lancer does move around a good bit too. That would be a potential bad top matchup. But I'm gonna run Dual Blader Knight, I'm thinking, potentially. Okay, is it... I just immobilize enemies, so it's that. Now, Knight doesn't immobilize people, but they does taunt. I could look at that. Junshi, Cold Corpse, is also technically still fine too. Now, they do have ways to kite, but it might be good just for Knight still, just to exist as a front line. Because I got Swish in that case then. I need somebody who's taint. And both of these guys are super taint in that case. I might prefer the Knight to get some attention off whoever I want as my 80. Because I do like the idea of Hitman, ADC, be able to get close to the kiter's end. Plus he can... No. Yeah, no, I'm running out of pit time. I want to try new characters. Barrier Mage. There are no projectiles at the bottom then. So out of the support class then in that case, I mean, I still do think Knight could be it. They want the kite around in that, but I need a in that case, so I do think it would. It's that, or I just outrange them. Or, how good is your skill hit? That's terrible. Okay, your ego's high. You can make calls. Just taunt them. Make them. I'm gonna have to trust you to taunt. So swapping around will be dual blader top. I do think that's how we're gonna do this thing. Oh, it's your mid bomber. Bot. Okay, otherwise it did kind of... Oh, I thought it would have been Gunner top. Okay, what? Main thing here. Cover the lanes, because if they're going to be... Like what? I want each to be able to... Let's see. I want Reach to be able to go out and protect us, because Gunner... If Gunner wants to jungle, then we need to look at that thing. Let's be flexible on these pits here. Actually, no. For Serpent, I think it's absolutely right for Dual Blader, because Dual Blader needs to do that. Minion Wave... Yeah, maintain the wave. We do need to hard engage, though. Prioritize securing kills and finish objective, or fights. What does that mean? Are you talking about killing the objective or fighting? I'd have to see. But otherwise, I do think group S5, which is our front, would be good. I do like an aggressive idea here. We have move speed and we have taunt, so we... Now we need to dive them if we're gonna be diving. And I did not look at item info, I'll be honest with you. I am a little bit scared. I'm just gonna obscure name, so I just kind of want to send and just let things go. Let's do this thing, boys. Otherwise, I do think mid-bot would probably be the main thing that I want to look at. Because Dual Blader is kind of being on an island by themselves, and I think they'll live. But we need to make sure that Cavalry supports the bot lane here, because I really need Hitman to be able to do things. Okay. Game 1. Normal speed in that case then here. We are red side. So, first game of Teamfight Manager 2 for real! I shouldn't let the camera kind of do its thing. Nightstar immediately going for a fight down, like, before even, like, farming more than one camp. In that case then, that's interesting. Yeah, they didn't even get anything. Now that Bomber absolutely is just kind of obliterating this lane. Immediately I'm seeing down here. That priority is very bad. And it is a ranged matchup versus a melee matchup top lane. So that is going to summer a bit. But that's a huge taunt, actually! Kaze dies, and looks like Mither actually gets the first two. I'm very happy with that. That's a huge taunt. Okay, so looking at Mither right here, we do have Gatekeeper armor already on reach as Cavalry when it comes to. Gonna watch for bot to make sure that we stay ahead in the game, because we are one level ahead. Now he is kind of doping out when it comes to, but he doesn't have any more farms, so he's just kind of chilling out. That's totally fine. So just keep doing that. I do see Gunner working mid. Taunt on the tower again. Taunt on the tower. Oh, the night stuff's going on. We're looking to die the bomber. Get the hit. Get the kill reach. Yes. There you go. Double kill. Absolutely huge. Okay, Knight is just as good as I remembered. 1-2, good combo. No Man's is falling behind on the enemy team. Okay, he's only up 56 CS, so he's gonna have to drop a wave to actually go back. So that's actually very huge for us here. Ahead, 3 kills right now when it comes to it. Mid lane's doing pretty good actually. 15 versus 21 CS. And again, good coverage so far. The fact that we are a tier 2 item up when it comes to is pretty nice. Breezy's taking a pretty bad trade, but if he's going to join the fight for Serpent, then that's fine for him to lose the wave. That's a pretty stacked wave up top in that case then, that No Man's is going to have to drop if he wants to get it. Now, level grids, we do have 1 level right now on Simki, it comes to. In reach, charging down to potential counter gank. He's setting up for it, he's looking, but nope, because they're pushed in, they're just going to force Serpent fight. Okay, fight enough by me. Forcing Serpent fight. Immediate engage right onto Kaze. He's taunted. The Barrier Mage does do pretty good, but Kaze is way out of position. Meito gets the kill as the support that goes right over to reach. I think it's on. Nightstar is looking pretty bad. Meito does have to use their ultimate to get out, and it's going to reset. It's going to be reset 1-0 in that case then, as no Serpent is taken, but that is another kill that does balloon the advantage up right now to a 2k gold lead. I am very, very happy about that right now. I'm very, very happy. Tier 2 items across the board, so item advantage, it's the same. Gold doesn't really matter too much here. Everyone is actually joining for a Serpent fight. Okay, Dorado Gaming is forcing a fight now. Marine King actually finds Simki on his own. That's a really good ultimate with Marine King's in one. Reach has to get out of the way, and Meiko is just stalling for Serpent, just trying to buy time. Serpent is not really being taken at this point here, so it's so helpful all around. Speaker could be dive, Speaker could be dive. That's a huge Hitman teleportation. Breezy does get him in the end, and Kaze might be caught out. Okay, no, looking at Hitman instead. Breezy taking a few hits from No Man's, but he's just staying alive, just making sure that nothing happens. This is a very scary take. Mither does get the free Hitman stun, and that is a beautiful follow-up. I love it. I love it, boys. I love it. Huge Serpent Tate. We are well ahead right now. That is, okay, huge stacked wave, but Mither and Meiko can easily take it. Simki's really not going to be crushing too much. The barriers are just kind of annoying, though, but just don't die to Kaze. Taunt and Simki try to get him away, but we need to take care of those minions. That wave is just gonna crash, and I'm just kind of scared for Mither, but Nightstar isn't there pushed by at all, which I'm very fine with. That tower is absolutely just gonna fall, though, because Mither has, like, no wave clear. Dude, that is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Now, it's level 5 that ultimate fight coming up. Okay, good to know, good to know. Oh, full screen view is actually pretty nice, but I wanted to see item view. So, no, that's a tier 4 on Chartreuse Blade, so No Man's is ahead when it comes. That's a more dark take that they're potentially looking at. Breezy's trying to zone, just get vision. Dodges most of the Archer ultimate, actually, so that's pretty good. And now, can we taunt the Archer? Can we taunt the Archer? Trying to look for an idea right here. There's the War Banner right there. 1, 2, potentially 3 when it comes to it. Mythic gets No Man's, Reach gets Nightstar. It's 2-0 right now when it comes to Cavalry charge. Looks for it. It doesn't have to even take the Cavalry to do it. That's going to be a 4-man team white. It's only Speaker left after whipping that ultimate. Life bars are pretty low. Just kind of beating around, trying to keep vision on speaker right now because it is kind of scary, but it just takes one taunt when it comes to her. So Mako is just going to play at just his wife at the moment towards side, but if he just gets the taunt, then that could be it. They're scared. Just commit to it. You can take it. Oh, okay. They're scared. They're scared. It's fine though. Mythers Hitman already has a fully completed item tier 5 in that case. I'm very, very fine with that. And we're starting another take when it comes to Speeder takes a good amount of poke damage. Reach is taking way too much though. He needs to get out of there. Whirlwind does not hit. Myther dies! He's in too deep, and Breezy do his trades when it comes to then. So that's ADC for top. Archer ultimate does hit pretty good, and the Wayfarers are horrible for GaleForce right now. It's the first kill when it comes to it. We'll just have to see. Mordred take is pretty slow. Mako's shield does run out, but they just need to get a taunt on the gunner. A taunt on the gunner. He's sizing up. He's getting close to it, trying to see. Duelwaiter gets nothing when it comes to there. Oh, that's a huge tornado! That's a wonderful tornado! Oh my goodness, ranging. That's great. Breezy gets a combo on Smitty, and there's a follow-up. Double kill for Breezy. Bot lane is going down as well to the minion wave bouncing back. Oh, baby. Okay. These practice matches were good. I can be excited because I was getting my bat blown out in the demo, okay? Just seeing these guys that we saw do good draft-wise when it comes to this is pretty decent. Researching with Surface Blade. He might just have to settle for the gunner. That's a huge teleport follow-up, and Reach gets the kill! Yes! The Hitman combo to just teleport on to the enemy and stun them is really good. Running down the Surface Blade. The barrier is pretty good. Surface Blade gets away a little bit more, but he's taunted by Mako. It is just way too much. Hitman's taking a lot of damage. He can't get through the barrier when it comes to. But it doesn't matter. The melee force of Dual Blader and Cavalry are just able to get in their face. Kaze can't do much. Archer just has to do what they can. Speaker ain't really getting in here. Who's missing her caster calling? Look, I absolutely did miss my caster calling back in the day. I mean, again, I did 3 playthroughs of Teamfight Manager 1. I absolutely could have been a caster in another life, and I would have loved to. Oh, Spica is just gone. The aggressive Hitman teleport in on Spica. They just don't get to live. All that poor training, because Team Speech is not going anywhere, baby. Now, top lane is crashing pretty bad. Top and bot waves are pretty badly stacked, and they're just looking to group up right now when it comes to. I don't know about that considering how we're losing so much, but Nightstar's kind of dead. We do have the Warguard buff for another minute though when it comes to. Reach is going to try to cover top wave. Okay, that's fine then. But that is a crash that I do not like in bot lane. That's so much experience being lost. It's going to be like 2 towers we're going to lose in this near. Just look at all that damage. Please. Please just start catching waves. Because it's coming back to me here. Like the way I'm seeing the problem here, Mid is the only person with good wave tour in the teams that don't have good AoE otherwise. So that is a bit grief on my draft. We are hyper engaged, but we can't really solve the wave state too much. I am seeing. Now Mako Luis is doing a good bit of cleaning up bottom, and then Reach did take up top here. They're looking at Circus They want to run her down. Myther tried to teleport on, but he didn't get the stun, but it's okay. Top tower is really not going to last in that case then. Breezy doesn't get the root, so he doesn't get to follow up, but top tower does go down. Right now, it is a 2 for 2 towers-wise. Ultimate comes out from Kaze, but that bomb really does nothing. Speaker caught out! He tried to get a flight, but he's the one getting taunted instead! Teleport from Hitman goes right onto him, and it's over, dude! Now everybody's retreating back. They need to catch the mid-wave, unless there's an angle. Myther, he wants to get a stun potentially. He told on the smite! Over to the Smite, doesn't commit for the kill because Smite had their barrier, so they're able to stay alive, and it just resets back. Now, if we look at the item state right now, it's just all about the Myther game right now. 2 completed items over the 1.5 that Kaze has, and that's a level 9 Hitman over a level 7 Bomber in that case. Now, Mordard buff is out when it comes to, but the lane state is actually pretty bad when it comes to for Dorado Gaming, and with Mordard coming back up right now, this should just be immediate rush for it, because yeah, Kaze's nowhere near. Mid has to be caught by Dorado. It's not even really going to be too much of a contest. They're just going to be able to take down No Man's. They didn't even find No Man's. The tornado's coming. It hits 2, but is it really going to be anything? Oh, that call was horrible. They are catching top wave, but they could have done something about it. And now Mordard is being watched for by the enemy team. Oh, this is premier North American. This is a North American objective calling. Dorado Gaming just gets the free leash. Green King has to go back. He doesn't have his ultimate, but thankfully, at the very least, Gunner doesn't have too much mobility. Myther teleports in. He gets the assassination right on Nightstar. The Gunner is down, and immediately the fight Knight turns. Kaze gets taunted by the Knight. He gets stunned. He gets destroyed. Rooted. No Man's has to get out. Circus Blade does not have a way to really get back in, and everybody gets to reset. The Mordard buff has been taken down to only 3 players, and Reach is causing havoc near the Serpent. They can't take the Serpent because Reach is running interference. Barrier Mage is being bursted down too much. It just takes 1 cavalry charge. It just takes 1 Hitman teleport in. Mither is way aggressive for every right reason. That is a free Serpent when it comes to. That is 1000% fine. The waves are being fixed right now by Marine King, and they're just looking to press bot hard. It's, oh, Nightstar gets stunned. He gets stunned once, he gets stunned twice. He gets stunned by Mither. He gets rooted by Reach. The stun top position's working beautifully. Exactly as I envisioned it. Top wave is also really bad, just Breezy for Dorado. Breezy is pushing up for free in that case here. He sees that nobody's there, so that's his freedom in that case then. And with the pressure on bot, oh Mither, are you looking to teleport in? He gets the stun. The barrier is just a little bit too much. He is respecting Kaze's space. He doesn't want to throw any too much when it comes to then. The fact is also Breezy did get the inner tier 2 tower. So they are totally fine with that, and they're going to just keep putting the pressure on bot wave. Now, Nightstar is about to be bad. It is 5v5 when it comes to right here. Mordard is up in 25 seconds, so one fight could turn into a take. We'll just have to see. Big thing is item advantage. It is a 4 completed item advantage on GaleForce in that case then. Archer Ultimate comes out, but they have to stay in place to use it! The cavalry just goes in anyway! The cavalry charge gets them in and out as the Archer dies. Speaker is left for the Wolves. Smikey barely makes it out alive when it comes to it. And no Man's is trying to do his best as a Circuit Blade, but really isn't enough. Meanwhile, bot tier 2 goes down. Oh my god, Mither Breezy. The stuns do so much. Nightstar might... Okay, no, that was the Barrier Mage. That was the Barrier Mage. What's his face? Shrinking Barrier when it comes to then. So they're fine, but the stun composition is doing way too much. That is a blinking by Mither, but everybody else is already peeled out. Mither does outstalk free because there is no stun on the enemy team, so they can just kind of chill out. And with that 2-pitch advantage right now, they're just going to force Mordard. Now, Speaker does come back, but No Man's is out of the fight for 10 more seconds. Mordard will be done by then. They can go ahead and fix top and midway potentially. Now, Nightstar is getting a little bit close, but there is no contest in that case then. No contest. They are trying to just push it down mid. Potentially look at it. The tornado's coming! The tornado's coming! The barrier actually does cancel. That's really good play from Smikey. For Simchi. Smikey, however he wants to call it. No, Mither teleports in. Tries to get Smikey. Not too much. Playing with 2/3 of his health bar still intact. And Breezy's starting up Serpent. Just trying to cause a problem here. That is a very, very small area for a Wind Makes it do everything. Cavalry charge goes in. That's 1. That's 2 already. Nightstar being run down. Got a chance to run away from a whole entire Uma. They run faster than all trainers. Dual Blader goes right in. Kaze gets out because the Store Shop is whiffed, and Smite and Simki just lives with a portion of HP at the very end. That's both objectives gone once again. Mako's about to take care of bot wave again, so that way they don't push in. That one Mordard buffed minion is really hilarious. How much the Mordard buff does. Like, holy crap, dude. That minion's taking no damage at all. Look at that. Now, it could be a rundown mid when it comes to Mither just teleports in aggressively. This man ego is so good. Mako is just drawing problems with Kaze. This could absolutely be what's his face. It could be a danger they wanted. Mither teleports in way too aggressively this one time. He finally gets punished. Mither with his second death in the game, and the Circus Blade does have to get the reset when it comes to it here. However, the empowered Mordard minions are causing a problem for mid lane. Now it is going to be back up in 30 seconds, and Mither is dead for Cruz to another 24. So we'll have to see if this proves to be anything, because those wave states were pretty bad. And again, the wave is going to bounce in favor of Dorado in just a second here. Now Cavalry does go in. Are they finally going to kill Smikey? Mako tries to make some space when it comes to, but the taunt isn't able to finish anybody off. Meanwhile, Circus Blade does go against the Dual Blader, but it just is top laners smacking each other with wet noodles. Green King pushes out mid lane, trying to keep positive wave pressure as Mordard does spawn back in, and Mither is back. Now that is a pretty good start on Circus Blade when it comes to, but that is no ultimate. Meanwhile, Kaze spotted out. The Bomber finally gets punished for pressuring bot wave that entire time. The wave finally gets cut. That is 33 seconds without the ADC for Dorado Gaming, and could potentially close out. Mordard's looking good. Everybody is making the call. They are fixing mid wave, and then they'll have priority, and then they can try to take Mordard with no ADC. If they need to, they can just peel. No man's immediately caught out. Immediate teleport from the Judder, from the Hitman, right onto it. Archer tries to do whatever they can. The Speedjet is immediately down. Nightstar in vain rushes forwards, and it just comes down to Simji, the lone barrier mage. But a taunt will do much more than that, and they will just push down mid with Kaze, the lone bomber, to do everything in that case then. Tornado comes up for it, but they do not have a minion wave. Dual is trying to look for something. Hitman just teleports right on in, but that's just a little bit too much damage when it comes to Fountain Diving is not the strategy, but a taunt will get it done. That's right, the towers do keep turning the minion wave, but this should be game. Now everybody is up in 5 seconds. It might just be Nexus towers at the very least then here, but we'll just have to see. There is the banner right down, and it's just gonna have to be a disengage. Night Banner does get everybody out safely, but they might get no man's and they retreat even then. However, one Nexus tower, a full team wipe, and its immediate transition to Mordard as expected. No Kaze for 14 seconds, but no reach for 6 seconds. This could absolutely be a flip if Nightstar can be the hero of the play here. Now, No Man's immediately tries to get some scouting play, but the Hitman teleport's way too good. Way too good, and immediately, it's not even a Mordard take, they just want to press for it. Now, Archer ultimate does kind of scare them off a little bit right here when it comes to. Major does get a taunt. Simji gets stunned by the Hitman, and Reach roots to finish it off. Now Reach is just looking to press on in, and they're just looking to turn once more. Meanwhile, Breezy is trying to. He was going to clean up the minion wave, but he's abandoning it for the Mordard. You guys need to clean up top, or I'm going to absolutely like whip y'all with the coach's belt after this here. If we lose a tower to this here, please, Mither, please throw the wave. Thank you, Mither. They want to end with mid. Now, Dorado does date Serpent in the meantime, but No Man's just gets caught out by the tornado that's coming. Spica taken down then too. Nightstar is caught out. The cavalry is here. The cavalry is here. That is gonna be game. Okay. Thank you guys for closing it out, being smart about it, and making sure that they couldn't do too much right there. That was a great game for us. Everybody played accordingly to how we wanted it right there. Only problem was, of course, the wave clear, because Marine King was the only person who could really reliably clear waves. But I'm pretty happy with that. I am very, very happy with that, all things considered. The taunts did do exactly what I wanted out of it there in that case. And I'll take a good practice game right there. Yes, yes. Okay, one more practice game. One more practice game, please. Scouting report. Someone from Dignitas. Luminosity would like to practice a match. Answer activities surrounding Jim Chin. Substitute support player 29. What do you have as a... That is really good for a Jundor. What the heck? Only 22 years old too. I'll leave it up to my scout for now because I don't trust myself when it comes to, at least for training. The Jetsman training program has shown great results this week. Reach, are you still struggling? Your stress is still there, but I want y'all to have low stress, guys. Y'all need to rest a bit. Be fine. Phoenix actually going up, even if you aren't going to be my developmental, even if I might just have you the backup Jundor, or we might even just look at getting one then, I'm totally fine. Totally fine. Now, Storm Pest. I really like your... Guys, when it comes to Mako, Ego and Judgment were really good too, but I need you to have Red Field, but having two sports wouldn't be bad too. Plus, he'd be a prospect. Stormpet gets a minimum salary offer of $175. Have him for 9 years. Potential starter. I'm fine with that, but let's leave it to my scout for now. I am. Winosity Gaming wants a practice match. Kind of happy with this right now when it comes to. So I kind of want to just reject the practice matches. I want to keep going on right now when it comes to, like, for my I want to keep going with my scouting so I can get to the league itself. Princeton General tends to prioritize enemy general. Okay, same thing when it comes to that. Well, let's go with the same roster when it comes to. And I want to try different team comps to try different heroes so I understand how they work. Because these are practice matches, so I gotta practice them. Siege Breaker, none. Get Archer out, so I don't have to deal with that. I'm not gonna deal with Cavalry, I don't think. And just for my own sake, I'm gonna ban Ninja, so I don't pick it on my own conviction. Now, also interesting, I can delegate ban pit to my head coach, but I want to pit myself. So, Berserker. Berserker first pick. Get Lifesteal. And not people airborne. Oh, I need people cancel X. So, I do like the idea of Inquisitor to continue with it. That can be my jungle. It's the Teamfight Manager 1 Trauma, Gilbert. Look, Ninja's still pretty good in this game too. I'll be honest with you. So let's take Inquisitor because I want to have that execute potential. That, and I want stuns against a Berserker potentially. So that's going to be my jungler. Guardian Mage should be good. Where is Taoist? I don't mind Taoist trying it out. But that could be a lot into the Berserker, but is kind of different, so I need to try things out. So I have Jungler Support. Character Support for them and Pyromancer. Pyromancer's range is 60. I can with people with more range potentially when it comes to, like, Sniper doesn't. Oh no, they scale up with range. Pyros are the same. What is PDH's range? 50. Never mind. What doctor is there too? Where was that one person that had? Okay, so if I'm gonna get in some ice, see what I want. Is actually a good question. Let's just take Illusionist so I have a taunt when it comes to. I'm thinking, plus that could be Fear to keep them away in that case then. It was extra assist. I had that. So I already have my support, I have my jungle, and I have my mid. It could be a bot lane. But better for like a super steroid bot, so I dancer potentially. I'm stupid. Teamfight Manager 2 is out. It's been out since Monday, brother. Happens to bear if it dies. What the? Circus Blade resets on basic champion. There is Siege Breaker actually. I want to try out Siege Breaker. Oh, you're banned. I am kind of curious about Druid, but that is Splash. Give me Dark Mage, actually, because he can actually go around and move people. Okay. No, I really don't have too much of a front line right now, so I need... So, I have my top. I have jungle and mid. I need an ADC. This actually is pretty squishy thinking about it now when it comes to... Fighter will just kick around or so. And hi, Kaito. I hope you're doing well. They did draft myself, like, no tank line in that case, so oops. So, is it legitimately just a prisoner? I mean, Dota B could also exist too. Swordsman can be a bot lane. I have demons. I actually don't have any stuff. What? I might not actually. This might have been bad. Let's try out new Lightning Mage, because I'm concerned about Vtuber when it comes to, and I'm just trying things out. But all its practice matches, I need to try out these new characters. Let's settle as that right there. We have super back line. We have like a front line. Morgard buff use. I don't mind Breezy's split. pushing potentially in that case is my thoughts here. But otherwise, we need to maintain distance. Be flexible. Otherwise, I do think let's try it here. Okay, Richmond versus GaleForce. This is off season right now when it comes to. It's off season.
Didn't expect that, did ya?
Hi, Rena. Hope the rest of your stream went well when it comes to. So let me shout you out, love. And again, this is me testing out new champions. I need to see how they work before game start, before season really starts for real in that case. Then, Lightning Mage does actually get decent poke out when it comes to. Beach is working very, very aggressively right now when it comes to it or so. They can't run down Berserker. That is a pretty big knockup from the hammer I do see right there, but if it potentially being double range, that could actually just be it in that case then or so. Wait, that's also Boaster. Boaster? My Valorant Goat Boaster? Hello? My boy? Playing in Teamfight Manager 2? I'm gonna feel bad destroying him here. But we'll see if Get Your Boasties destroys him, then that's it when it comes to. The Pyromancer is already always gonna have push when it comes to them. So wherever they go, that's the main thing we're gonna have to worry about in that case and for the drafting. Mako would have just died to a turret. Mako, why? Zev's going to counter jungle right now when it comes to. Reach has to dash out of the way so he can't get the bleed on. Skill shot misses by Zev, so that's pretty good. But with Mako just kind of walking up to the tower and dying, that actually really hurts a lot. I think it's still early access right now, Kaito. I think it's like 10 bucks. Let me check real quick. No, 17 bucks. It would be $19.99, but it is on sale, 20% off right now when it comes to. So yeah, I'm simply trying to only gonna keep getting better when it comes to, and it is an actual full MOBA as opposed to the arena fighter, as you remember it as when it comes to. Okay, so the towers isn't necessarily doing as much when it comes to or so, but being able to actually stop those base cats will be big against a Berserker ADC in that case then, I do think. Now, Fighter versus Illusionist mid is very interesting when it comes to. Now, the push view isn't necessarily going our way. We aren't able to harass them as much, but also, like, we are ahead in farm when it comes to. Now, meanwhile, the Dark Mage versus Pyromancer don't exactly as I expected it to. Dark Mage can kind of just like hold the tower, but Pyromancer is always gonna have push. That is a very high thing I am, of course, going to be concerned about in this game here when it comes to. Illusionist is able to fear the fighter out, which is actually a pretty decent thing for me. I do think when it comes to Mako is being caught out, Mako is being caught out. That is a double stun when it comes to, but the hammer actually does so much when it comes to. Now, Circus Blade is just kind of looking at mid when it comes to right now. That is a level advantage over Reach after forcing him out when it comes to. But that is a early Serpent potential take right now going on from GaleForce. Now, bot wave is going to start crashing, but there isn't actually that much push potential when it comes to here. Red team does get Serpent, and Zeb immediately gets stunned by Mither, who gets a wonderful assist to get Reach back into the game. It still has a level advantage for Zeb against Reach right now when it comes to, but that does allow him to get a good amount of farm, and you see, although he's behind a level, that is him up 100 in gold when it comes to it. Fighter does work to engage. Mern 1 tries to get what they can, but Marine Team being able to fear is actually pretty nice. Mako does get knocked up. That is a knock up and away, but Berserker gets stunned. It's not close enough. Mither really wants to get the follow-up kill, but instead they're just going to settle to just lock down Boaster and just destroy him with just a guaranteed point quick stun. Fair enough in that case then. Fair enough. Bot lane's doing pretty good. Top is still just an island when it comes to, but fact is, 300 gold ahead, and both of them still only have an Arcane Crystal. It really isn't too much going on here for top wave. They're just going to come down to the main advantage on what can be made potentially from that Serpentine. Now, that is Mako running down Mern. He was still sealed when it comes to, but they do not have a wave. Marine Team might just die to the tower if he's not careful when it comes to then. He was getting very, very cocky about it, but it isn't anything to worry about, thank goodness here. Now, Stallion does have level advantage over Mither. Scratch that, they're both level 6 right now. Mither is at tier 4 compared to the tier 3 Twin Stormblade on Stallion. Meanwhile, Mako does get caught out. He just absolutely run down by the Hammer Fighter combo in that case. Not the best when it comes to. That could be an early Mordred take? That's what they're looking at right now. Rain King is just making sure that they don't do anything when it comes to it, but that is his fear out. So that could be a little bit dangerous. Berserker immediately leaps in. Zev tries to get an execution, but it isn't. Zev almost gets executed by Reach, but it doesn't actually amount to anything there. Now, the take is kind of stifled when it comes to here, and it looks like everyone's responding back to their earlier lanes. Mern 1 is covering bot lane to maybe get 2 stacked waves pushing up when it comes to. Mako is just being a thorn in the side of Boasters, trying to be a problem, but Mither is kind of being jumped on by Coward when it comes to a potential big fear. No, actually, huge silence and everything like that, and Mako does hope to get the kill. It is a 2 for 1 actually, as Coward does get taken down. Boaster gets run down otherwise though. The tower is actually sealing away, does do a pretty good amount of work. They're diving between the towers for Mern 1. I don't know about this, boys. That is way aggressive when it comes to there. Okay, so a very aggressive game, 5 minutes in, with still no towers taken, hilariously. Top wave actually is going to be taken care of when it comes to here. Bot is actually going to bounce back when it comes to it, and it looks like to be a Serpent take, actually, by Conviction. Only 2-man Serpent, but Serpent for Mordard? Serpent for Mordard? It seems to be potentially that's the call. However, that was a very fast Serpent. Zev could actually just start running over, because without a conventional ADC necessarily, the Mordard take is actually really slow. This is a very potentially dangerous position when it comes to be. Zev immediately gets locked down though. That is no jungler. Amazing pit priority from Mither, and as the fight continues on, Mako goes down. That's totally fine. That's a jungler for support, and Breezy's working to be aggressive. Mither gets another stun, and Breezy is getting a good amount of poke. You can see right there, Reach goes in, tries to get the execute, isn't able to finish it off, but Mither is zoning them all off instead right there. So, at the end of the day, no more guard taken, but GaleForce is potentially threatening again. No, they're just looking to clear the top wave. So, they're not showing their faces right now when it comes to it, but now Mither finally does show. Bot is going to bounce really badly, and Mirren does have to take it. Immediately, Zev stunned again. Mither's point and twitch stuns are really good. However, that is general for jungler, as Reach does go down to the hammer eventually when it comes to. It might just be after settling for a little bit of counter jungling. Breezy is taking a lot of damage. Oh, wait a second! Mither has his ult actually right now! He didn't use it before! Coward just has 1 HP! The skill shot from Breezy goes wide, and instead it's just a retreat back to the Mordor to start taking it then. Now, Zev back in 5, Reach back in 10. Again, with no traditional ADC, the Mordor take is very, very, very slow here, people. All this time, Mern 1 has been taking the bot tower and making sure that the wave bounces back in that case. Now, it seems like everybody's coming back around when it comes to, with no junglers, Zev's choice Marine King! Okay, GaleForce does get the buff when it comes to here. I turned off shared vision when it comes to. And Stallion does die for it at the end. So it seemed pretty dicey, but it seemed to be fine enough. Oh, Mern just gets sealed away. He just gets destroyed. Boaster not swaying Mither, but that's that support. Level 6 versus level 9. Reach just dashes up, claims his kill. Mid's just gonna get pushed down when it comes to then. And all the waves are being beautifully managed right now. GaleForce is pushing out top wave, while Breezy is managing bottom, keeping that 2-stack wave. Now he is way overextended. He's just gonna have to run back through. Absolutely a bit of a throw. He didn't have to force that wave considering that was 2 gonna be 3 waves stacked on. But quite frankly, GaleForce was well far ahead enough. If they're gonna make a mistake, it might as well be now. Now Marine King, right out top, keeping that in a nice neutral state, so maybe we can get the tier 1. Coward does come around though to cover it. That way he can try to cut down the wave in that case then here. And Mako potentially caught out. That's 3 people on Mako. Nope, there is no way he's getting out of there. Boaster gets the kill. Gold will go over to Stallion. That's Stallion to Mern 1. Now Marine King fancies their chances. Now, crucial thing right there is that Mako dies with 20 seconds left, and Breezy's being caught out earlier at the bot wave makes him only coming back right now. That Mordard take is fast, and it seems like it's just going to be a gift from GaleForce. After those pits, it doesn't seem confident. They're just going to take the waves in that case then, give it up, and just concede. Not the best, I would say, when it comes to then here. That split pushing was too aggressive. Now, I did say for them to split push, but I didn't want it that way there. Now, that is inner tier 1 out. Oh, Mither and Reach, they got caught in the transition. Reach does get knocked away, but the Berserker goes in. Mither goes down as well, too. That is horrible. GaleForce is about to lose their inner towers now. They do back off when it comes to it though. So Marine King does try to cover a little bit. There's 1 inhibitor tower gone though, as the minions push in from top and mid. The 2 pits, Maker's positioning was very questionable in mid lane, and so was Breezy's and bot trying to push to what? End taking Nexus tower? That was horrible. That's jungle and bot lane dead for 15 seconds, and with that, the Mordard will be taken and extending the gold lead to almost 5k now when it comes to. They're just gonna run down mid though. Marine King does get a huge fear, but it's not gonna be enough. It's all gone. Mako can't seal anybody in time, and Reach is just gonna be run down by the Berserker. Smither can get the one stun, but I think the lack of a traditional ADC and my panic and just trying new characters did cost us there. Now, I'm not going to be too salty about that, because again, I'm seeing how the new characters work, or seeing how the ultimate abilities of other characters are, but that was a bit of a problem there. I should have taken Luminosity's request. Should have. How is popularity turning into real club revenue? Nice club, Marine. And nice job, Marine. Good job, good job. Finances. We're not necessarily making too much right now, but the merchandise sale is actually paying off is pretty nice. I will be pretty happy about it. Well, it was on me for draft because we didn't have a full front to back when it comes to, and I didn't draft an actual ADC. Because I thought we needed stuns to actually make things work. So it's legitimately all fine when it comes to them. I just, you know, I'm trying out new characters while we do have the chance to. So let's look at our treatment tab. So we're waiting for negotiations. We still have a month when it comes to them, so I'm just gonna keep letting things go. Dude, I don't think we're gonna snipe any Cloud9 players. I'm gonna be real here. It is a big transfer fee, so maybe so. So that is underwear. I'm already offering for Salon. I think I might just paying attention around Breezy is growing quickly. What comments, autograph requests, and personal topics are arriving at 1. Response now affects not only players' brain, but it affects the wider mood around the team. Okay, stable. Official chain exposure is reduced in match preparations. Take priority. Figure slows, but players' burden drops clearly. What was Breezy feeling? The top laner. How is the boy feeling right now? His stress is pretty low. Players' momentum is suggested to increase exposure. Fan growth can be expected, but condition and stressors come with it. The message shows team preparation and team support instead of centered only in one player. Fan sprints is preserved while the burden is spread out. Breezy's condition is pretty fine. There could be fan satisfaction. Now, I don't necessarily think I need Breezy to get fans, as he's not the streamer necessarily. Whereas Rain can, quite frankly, I mean, I could too, but his stress is pretty low. So I don't mind potentially like him going there. Plus, I'm not looking at a top laner change at the moment here. Insatisfaction, and I'm wondering then. Condition -1. And his condition's good. Or what's Breezy's loyalty to? And he's still with us for 3 years. The tour player. Nah, you know what? Let's promote him. Promote the boy. If he gets stressed from it, then I'm totally fine with that. But otherwise, everybody go back to the training. In stats though. That is him being a 28-year-old guy. That's totally fine. Let's get our fan count up in that. We're down. This was a calculated thing. If people want to do stuff with him, we'll do so. Help me to sign a contract with Luminosity. My contract. Wait, did my contract pay for my stimulus? Was that working with so long? I thought I said I left that up to this. In that case, then. that transfer fee is really low. Heck? Wait, never mind. That's a transfer fee request of 2 million? Dude, I mean, I technically have 2 million in my recruitment budget. That's nothing I want to do in that case. Seems like my negotiation statuses fell through, so... Your Div 1. I'll transfer... The transfer fee. That's a demand transfer fee of 5.9. I would like that. He is a key player. Let's make an offer at 75. They want to see how these negotiations go potentially. That, or again, I need to look at this. Or is there anybody in solo queue? I want to see if there's any solo queue I can make. That's your flight. I'm just gonna go on with the day for now. What happens? Ness has rejected the transfer for so long. Yeah, the only player in that position. Okay, you know what? I should have actually been checking to see. Said key player for someone that's in negotiation. Wait a second, there's staff I can look for too? Wait a second. I need to look for good staff members then. Out of associate. I need to generate an analyst. What do you mean I can't negotiate for staff? Dude, I'd love to get staff. Okay, time to get it. Yes, boy. In staff. I need to look for staff. Or staff members. That's a really. But that would be pretty. Okay, who do I have in my staff? I have a head coach and a scout. I think having an analyst would be good, or what are the other positions? Head coach, scout, analyst. Let's immediately look to see if I can't find staff. Joel. That's okay. I don't know about scouts. Right, just there is. I'm gonna shoot for any anybody who is potentially really good at attacking. I want to get a good analyst. So Sendor, that's decent. Looking at everybody who's. Or okay, no, I need analysts. I need analysts. We're pretty good at general. What the? You're European. Oh. I'd be able to take a European weed person? In that case then? I don't know if that could be a problem in that case. Because my guys can communicate on North American level. That might actually be a problem. I'm gonna sit in this window for like a while if y'all let me, quite frankly. Sober. European. I could really use you. Seem really nice, and that's not a bad salary. I'm gonna make you an offer, okay? Because I don't know if that's actually gonna be a problem or not in that case then. So it's that. And let's find some coaches. Key agent coach. Hi, Hilly. Oh my god, what a man. Eyeball that. I'm gonna make offers. I'm gonna make offers and see when it comes to. Spinning report. Oh my god, what is going on? Reach. Continue, dude. Easy is getting worse, Mako. Phoenix got slightly better, but that does not feel good. Then, not right. After your stress is high. Okay, well. I need to understand what's going on with the stats, dude. Why are they getting so bad? Is your development that bad? Your initiative's good. I don't know why your stats are getting horrible though. Cavalry showing up in win rate and all, that makes okay. I want to see if I can or get those. Sober. How much do I have in my budget for salary? I can do that. Garber does not want to be sold. Okay. Hi, Crimson. Final approval. Salary budget? Yes. Yes. Get me an analyst. Yes. I have an analyst on the team here. That is huge. I'm very, very happy with that. Okay. Look for a coach. Look for a coach. I want a huge head coach. Like right now. I want a head coach who can do everything for me. Now, Dober is European lead though, so I'm gonna have to see if he can actually communicate with us here, or if it's gonna be like moon runes or something. But if I have a really good staffer, I can be very happy with that potentially. Be very, very happy with that. Okay. Where is... I guess? I can actually focus. Oh, pain. China. Well, let's do it. Expecting that much? Dude, I'm gonna make you an offer. You don't want to be sold as wild? It is a little bit wild with you when it comes to, but it's like what, Chief, like it's kinda is true. Wait, Johanna's joined the team? I have a huge dude. I spent a huge coach with this much. With these stats, become the head coach like right now, brother. Become the head coach right now. Keith, you are just gonna be the Red Door coach for now, but that is huge. I have an amazing coach. I have an amazing. God. Okay. The fact that he's North American League 2, what an amazing coach I got on the window! That's huge! How long is he signed for us? We got him for 2 years! Your own team. Can't you choose who's on the team? You do tend to take over who starts on the team when it comes to it. Do have like a starting roster. You do have to think about that when it comes to. But oh man, I got a coach like that? That's busted, dude. Those stats are busted. I need to see if I can't snipe other people when it comes to like that. Okay, it's taking a moment here because I'm going to save the game afterwards. But oh man, I got a North American coach and communicate well. I might have, what is it? Did I get a Chinese analyst when it comes to? If I do and then like they can't communicate well, then I can understand the impact problem in that case then. But it'll be fine. It will absolutely be fine. But I'm getting so excited. I love number crunching! I love looking at stats! Dude, I can't believe I got somebody that much. Holy. With that many stats? Okay. Phoenix? Got a good amount of... Here. Ingu. You are typically better when it comes to... Oh. Budget. A soury budget. Okay. If I change it around to my recruitment budget, I could potentially do... Can I negotiate you for 2 years, brother? I'd really like to have you for 2 years. I think let's see. You know, well, there was a lot of small events there, so it should be fine. What seems like the loading bar went. Phoenix got stats, okay, comparatively. Beach got worse. Why you get -8? What the heck is going on there, dude? Maybe choking the candidate. Oh, am I still scouting? That might be it. That's huge. But then again, these are fun players. I can't. Vancouver Impact wants a practice match. Yes, please. I actually would like that. So, like right now, I've spent a lot of my finances away when it comes to here, which, to be honest, that ain't the best. Okay, position. Let's find jungle. As at least decent monster kill. Nobody with decent monster kills. There's nobody with decent monster killing at all that we know about. What the heck, Andre? Calls roaming aggression? That's huge, even if your monster stats are horrible. That could work with things here. I do like that, but the rest of your stats are god atrocious. With the high roaming and the I do like being a huge person when it comes to then. I do like the potential. When you're 16 years old, you can absolutely be what's his face. You can absolutely be a potential. I'm gonna add you to my watch list for the meet. Need to look at. I need to look at the Mako. Not that I only have Mako though. That is rough. So let's look for a support free. Is no support free agents in America? Oh brother, this guy stinks. What top just to make sure I have top? Oh dude. That really hurts. I don't have any top. I don't have nothing top. Join the staff. Dude, I had 2 coaches as well. That's actually wonderful. Okay. I need to look at personal plans. You guys are getting so stressed. If I delegate the coach, we'll probably know the best. And you're balancing rest for the people with low stress. You are just having them go, go, go. Yeah, honestly, I'm fine with that. I'm very, very fine with that. Hopefully, the efficiency with having Juhan as my head coach as well then. Okay. Cloud9 to Shopify for... Oh, go on. Okay, so training has shown good results. This is kind of there. PC struggling with the training load? Okay, what? I am trusting Juhan right here when it comes to, okay? What? Y'all have been improving really bad. Y'all have been declining really bad, so I need something to happen. Here. I'm gonna keep going right now, because today's the 22nd, so I should have my next scrimmage set for the season. And there'll be more times to keep trying out new compositions and everything like that. I need to keep trying out new champions that I haven't yet. Make sure I actually understand what they do and how they function in a team comp. It's taking a moment though. I am seeing actually the timer move. So I guess it is calculating stuff. I just, the fact we don't necessarily see what else is going on here does kind of rub me a little bit there, either on way of, can I just see what's going on? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay. Adjust the training mood. It's not about doing a training program, it's strict management call on decision. Raise tension, calmly maintain basic routine. Staff talks to the first locker rooms and set the mood. So stress follows while loyalty and focus. Is everybody feeling stressed from Juhan's training routine right now? Not really. How's everybody feeling though, personally, with Juhan's routine? Good? Normal, good. Most people are fine. The stress is fine, but I want to improve the loyalty. I want everybody to be very happy with the team here for what I'm going to build here, to be honest. We're gonna have these guys for maybe 2 to 3 years, depending on their roles, and if I can't scout anybody effectively, I'm going to just want to stick with them, try to make something out of it. Because the coaching, I've invested everything to the coaching staff to build off of that here, people. Let's be real here. So this is going to be the main thing I'm just going to have to look at in making sure that we actually build something with a good core roster. Especially if I'm not going to be able to get players around because I've spent everything on the coaching budget. It's... Ooh, King stuff is out. Stats are improving. Okay, the old boys are kind of suffering when it comes. The fact that some of these stats are improving is showing growth and I'm happy about. Interesting. Mako is not having a good time right now. Comes to. We need to look at what is. Just have a lot of, but yeah, the fact that he's gone down 9. And it's monster kills whenever stuff like that or so. That's totally fine. I'm gonna just keep it on the totes for now then. Hey, didn't I have a scrimmage planned for the 22nd? What happened to that? Where is ranking? I need to schedule a scrimmage. So let's go to like Dart 0. I request a practice match. I would appreciate it. I'll request something with luminosity. Let's go on that. Chill, they accepted my practice match. Okay. Get the game real quick. So I didn't notice, we do have a gaming house. Cute! Oh, I can buy stuff? Oh, no. Warfare is pretty good though. So you know what, I'm not gonna mind it too much. It's cute that we have everybody in here. I have all my coaches sitting in there. Okay. Produce more mice for Marine King. And then what? That's just your stats and all. Otherwise the only thing I'd do is one of the most fans would be. That's something okay. I can potentially also. Gaming chairs for a good price. That way we can try to make some more revenue. Because revenue is going to be very important. Otherwise, I'm also just going to look at if I can find another person. Find another support player. There's no support players I can. I mean, I'd have to poach somebody then. I don't know if that's really happening then. I just have to look and see if there's a team that has like 2 support players that I can actually poach then. Rankings? Word. Player. I have 2 sports. Okay, let's oh. 2 supports. Ew. Oh my goodness, you're contracted until 2029? Yeah, no, that's not happening. Okay. Honestly, in that case then, scout for North American sports, I do think then. Let's look while we can. You wanna know what? I'm curious. If I delegate Pit Band head coach, I just want to see how that works. So if I do that, it'll just automatically go back and forth. Okay, well, I am curious to see how that system would work and if my head coach does wonders for us here. Go order Sealed Siege Ranger. I do want to see that in that. Gamba? Monk? Visitor. We already had that. Good to see Guardian Spirit and new Werewolf. Okay. And I can see Search Blade myself. Interesting. Swap round. I want Inquisitor support. Okay. I don't know what kind of cooking this is, but honestly, look. I'll just kind of let you have that here. Oh my goodness gracious. You know what? I'm just gonna let Junior like run the show today. This is before what? This is scrimmaging. While it's spring training, while it's preseason, I might as well have things go off when it comes to. I'm very curious about Monk ADC though. Chartreuse Blade, I'm not necessarily too like miffed about mid when it comes to. I don't know about Siege Breaker necessarily being jungled though. I should have taken over on that, but you know what? I was going to say trust the process, or we were going to say trust the process. So this is going to be a horrible bot lane just to even deal with anything though when it comes to. Now we do have Inquisitor support, so it's just going to be pipe support in that case then. But head to coach making all decisions is a fun challenge. I feel like you're putting a lot of trust into the head coach then. Night Taunt on the tower potentially? No, but that is Werewolf intercepting the Siege Breaker. Siege Breaker actually attacks pretty fast right there, surprisingly. That was a lot of damage that was done. Now, Mither is in a lot of poke when it comes to, so it's not necessarily the best. Marine King does miss both of his daggers in that case. Misses again when it comes to Gamba. No, Marine King just gets to run him down, actually. Marine King just does so much with those fishing blades when it comes to this. Daggers of Light is what I'm going to call it. Like how you'll have you have the magic wave from MK when it comes to that. Alright, Bomber's taking a good amount of damage. Guardian Spirit has done a little bit of work when it comes to for keeping alive, but Bomber keeps getting forced out however, and Mither is actually able to just heal up fine enough thanks to Munt's just passive healing in that case. He's able to give to both of them. Guardian Spirit, yeah, really isn't necessarily doing too much since he can only buff in that case. Now, Green King is looking at Road. He gets 1 dagger. He gets 2 daggers. That's 3 daggers. Is this Circus Blade actually really good? And I was just being baited by the bot? When I was just being baited by the enemy compositions who just couldn't have it go off? That seems really good into like a traditional ADC. Just run up and kill them in that case then. Curious. Now also I did just snipe a head coach who has like huge high stats, so I'm just gonna have to trust the process here. The process right now is we are up 500 in gold. Now that is also just Marine King just kind of destroying right now when it comes to right now of being 1-0. We'll just have to see. Serpentate being potentially threatened by us. You can see the communication in the bottom left right now. And Tate is actually pretty decent when it comes to it here. Yeah, no, that's a pretty decent Tate. Siege Breaker, hello. I'm being disrespecting you for how much physical damage you're doing. He's running up! Oh, AO is absolutely destroyed! Siege Breaker ultimate just running at them, hello? Yo, Siege Breaker plus the Priest when it comes to it. I feel like if you just speed steroid him so fast, that actually would be really good. Pyramid playing bold, so yep, because Breach is able to shadow, Marine King does get the tower for free when it comes to. And this is just absolutely like, even though CS is even, the 2 kills have absolutely exploded it. Now, when it comes to right here, I will say, it's his face. One being able to just keep it neutralized is actually pretty decent, and as the top lane is just being an island, of course, because yeah, dual blader into Knight, that really isn't doing too much. Now Road being run down Marine King one again. That's 2 daggers away, that's 3 daggers away. It's another auto. He misses the last one, but he has enough movement speed steroid just naturally on his own from the spotlight. Just to take care of it. Cholo kind of maybe making his own play here. Oh my God, Marine King. I mean, get your attitude, brother. Okay. I think I found a champion for you. Thank you, Junior, for finding potentially Circus Blade. Yeah, the fact that the Dagger of Light slows down an enemy champion for you just to run them down is pretty good, I would have to say. Wizard doesn't necessarily do too much. Gamble doesn't really pay off, but Mako just gets thrown away for free. Green King can actually really efficiently tight if he wants to, because he can actually just like weave in and out, get Daggers of Light when it comes to there. I don't want to fight bot, keep them locked out to an ADC will make every fight end. But also, well, Munch will just gets to drive things out, and should be dependent on how good Gambler actually does in that case then, for his stat, for whatever he rolls. Plus also Bomber, just have a lot of splash. Now, never mind that Inquisitor immediately goes in, that's a double kill, dual bladed does get what they want, and everything is just out of control, dude. 2k lead on Marine King's Circus Blade right now. The Siege Breaker being so ahead too. They're actually just running down, mid in that case. Plus Siege Breaker does deal additional damage to enemies. Now, the Bomber can't do anything. Marine King gets another kill. That's another kill for Reach as well. Dude, is this game going to end in 4 minutes? Okay, they are backing off. There is no more minion wave when it comes to it here. This is absolutely hilarious how bad it's going for Dart Zero Dragon Steel, and that is a more Dart take potentially being threatened. Knight has effectively been neutralized. You can see Marine King already has finished his first item, the Warlord's Final, and he already is working towards his next item when nobody else is even close to him right now. More Dart freely taken by GaleForce. Top lane's gonna start getting pushed out potentially by Breezy in that case then. but it's a serpent take actually. Reach. Kind of taking a look at it. The Munchield is out. Reach immediately. Ghost goes in on road. There's no golden road. It's only roads. All roads reach the death. AoE3 follows too. The Guardian Spirit isn't able to do anything. Like he has to walk away. Duelbiter knocks him up, and he is just left to the wolves. The werewolf is the only one left standing. Potentially after Zeit gets dived on. There's no minion wave. Werewolf tries to get some thrushes on. It's only Mythic bleeding, but with the whole team in a wave, it just comes down to if Duelbiter landed the hit. There's no knockup when it comes to it here, but with that Morguard buff, it absolutely could be the game here. One of the fastest games we've seen at literally 6 minutes. Okay, Juna, your draft, go off, King, I guess. Go off. That Surge Blade took over. Okay. Oh, Juhan, not Junha. I apologize for calling you. Sir, what the heck? I'm just gonna have to trust you more, my friend. I pretend. Look, it is very high, but you are still within. Yeah, dude, I do not have the contract for Bedosin. And if it's found from Sentinel, we'll have 2 support points. I don't know about that. If I compare, okay, the ego is there, but have a lot better just hold. And a lot younger too. You know what? Maybe they were already transferred. Got it. And this transfer window is absolutely gonna kill me, man. That is very good stats, and for high mental as well, I will. That's not as high though. Better mechanic. You're from Dorado. As far as I know, no, Dorado has 2 support. Okay, I have budget. If I delegate it to the scout. I'm a scout paint. Maybe that negotiation would be. Numbers, SpongeBob. It is a lot of numbers, but look, we are deep in the weeds here. I've had a few practice matches. I have scouted a few potential players. But I've gotten my coaching stats. I got 3 coaches now. I got a analyst, I got a new head coach, and I got a support coach when it comes to it here. And I am trying to see if I can make some moves before the off season. JB's the only support in Luminosity, so there's no way I'm gonna be able to nab him. Hello, Boaster. I would love to have you, potentially. I was in position I'd like, but does Conviction have another support? They have 2 supports? Oh, I could get my lovely boy Boaster. Please, let me see. Only 35k? Yo, let me make that offer to Boaster right now, dude. Top mid-side during lane phase. Good. I want to handle ban pits. I feel like that's fun. In that case, as much as the head coach did kind of help out right there, I do want to handle it myself, and also I need to keep trying out characters. I need to see how characters work overall, so I know what I can go against. No Surge Blade, I'm very fine with that. I am very, very fine with that. Get Cav out. I'm very scared of Cav. I might have to put Surge Blade up though. Okay. Probably not tried out yet. I want to try out Whipmaster. Pyro. Voodoo Shaman, I'm curious. And this is just test games we're doing here, because we have the chance to do. Vtuber does fit. What's a top lane we haven't seen? I haven't seen Druid yet. Let's try you out. And let's... So I have support, jungle, top. The mid that's we haven't seen. We've seen all these things actually. But White Mage is kind of cool. I don't have any lockdown. Fine. I don't necessarily know if I need lockdown, but PDH I haven't tried yet here. That means I just need a actual. I haven't seen Prisoner, and he can talk. Let's try Prisoner. Okay. Yeah, no, that's exactly what I want out of it then. I say like, okay, no, it would start player decide. So ideally, I think the biggest problem potentially would be the pirate when it comes to Voice Serpent. I don't mind Voice Serpent, because I think with PDH we actually have decent weight for when it comes to it potentially. Otherwise, kills are good. Yeah, no, I agree with most of these here. I don't know about Mordred more. I think I like 1-4 potentially in that case though, but I do want to dive. Hey, let's do that. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Okay, I agree with most of the coaching things right there, but this is mostly new characters. It's only PDH that is the same, but that'll be stable. Plus, I need to just see how they work again. Whipmaster also just doing target HP on first hit is just pretty decent. Nice one. Prisoner throws a ball skill. Understand. Woodsman's already looking for a gank on Marine King. They know Marine King's way too good from his last game, so he's getting run down. Swordsman gets the first kill on Marine King. Also, that's the Druid Bear. Hello? That's a pretty big boy. Now, he would probably just die straight up to the Pyromancer in just a second. That does deal damage to the Pyro, but to the Druid, but not as much as I thought it would be. Okay, good to know, good to know. If they did have to go back early when it comes to it, does hurt. But he does buy armor when it comes. Druid just kind of gets to actually beat up the Pyro safely from distance while the Bear does take the hit. Oh god, the Swordsman's coming, the Swordsman's coming, the Swordsman's coming. He's showing mid when it comes to, but he's not even going to take a tower shot for his hubris in that. The Pyro is actually being neutralized decently since the Druid can just keep summoning the Bear though. The Bear and the Eagle to actually just be a problem, because even with the splash, the fact is the Pyro's taking all the damage, or the Druid is not really going to take as much comparatively. That's very interesting. That's a very interesting matchup, I will say. Now, Mither does get sealed and does take the tower hit from the Hammerer, so, but that's totally fine. Selfmade does fear Marine King away. Breach looks to engage, but Mither wasn't there, so just covering the wing state in that case then. Fact is, it's pretty even. It's just that one kill really changing the paradigm of things that comes to it right now. You have to see Big Mako gets to debuff enemies for multiple hits. So better ADCs would be so ADCs with more hits, that's what would be better than that, rather than maybe like a score attacking a prisoner, technically I guess. ADH and like Whipmaster at 1. Fine enough right there. Mako's looking to start Serpent. I don't know. Mither is up 1 level when it comes to. Green King is roaming over. They are looking to be early about it when it comes to though. That is Poison and Banjo. That is Green King being knocked up. Whipmaster tries to take it away. Swordsman does get to execute immediately, and Mither has to run for his life. That taunt shield does get him out safely, and now Reach is just looking for a potential steal if it comes to me. That is all 5 people. Woody is pretty low, but there is not going to be any risk. He's just going to keep pushing up top lane in that case there. That is early Serpent and a 1k gold lead for Luminosity Gaming. Gotcha. This guy's not doing as much as I thought when it comes to right now, and he is just doing the door just for the health shield when it comes to. But he just do better against growing in that case, rather than just being a traditional ADC anyway. But it's a weird bot lane of Hammer or Taoist, I'd have to say. Anyway, then. Pyromancer is taking a decent amount of poke, but top lane is still an island, and fact is they are still up 10 CS when it comes to at the end of the day. Mako is not having a good time, and the Taoist is actually disrupting a decent bit of just making sure the prisoner can't attack or can't do anything. Danny looking for a dive. Oh, a whiffed ult as Breezy got a little bit scared. Well, that will force them back in that case then. So not even too much cover needed in that case there. Fact is, everybody is in close to level 5. JB is going to get level 5 first before Mako at level 3 to level 4 when it comes to. Swordsman immediately engages in Rain King. He does get the wave when it comes to Rain King gets the poison on, and Selfmade is sprinting ahead with the copy of the Swordsman, but nothing will come to it. Mako is caught out though, and he just fumbles at the keyboard. What was that? What was that, Mako? I need to know. I really need to know what the heck that was. Alright, it's fine, it's fine. Fact is, PDH is doing really good against the illusion. It's being able to cut the wave a little bit better when it comes to that. And I find it interesting, right? Since you can just move away at 200% move speed, it does give a lot of weird, cool kiting ability PDH just naturally has with the move speed right then. Now, Morgard potentially is looking to be going around then. It still is only level 3. JB's gonna catch the wave, maybe hit level 4. Now this is PDH's moment to shine. That is poison on everybody, and that is a huge take! Double takedown and 3 kills overall as Breezy takes the 3rd kill, and that is immediately a turn under Mortar with only Banjo alive left on Luminosity even to try to do anything right here. PDH actually will technically have a decent amount of damage when it comes to it here. Being able to put that poison field and wear it down. It's not the fastest take in the world, but it is a good one after 3 kills. It didn't even take too much of a village in that case then to really do it. They just grouped up all, and it was just easy enough for the poison damage to just hit down, and especially so for Whipmaster to just destroy. Penetrating projectiles plus the poison damage was huge. It's gonna be Morgard immediately into Serpent. Oh my goodness! Swordsman tries to fight an assassination on Reach. Reach is able to get out alive, barely. Even past it all, and Serpent might just be stopped from that point on right there. No, never mind. They're still looking to engage. Rain King zoning with his life, but with the extra moveseed steroid from the poison tits, he's able to just dash out of any harm's way, and immediately the game has flipped on its head from 1K gold lead by Luminosity to 2 objectives, and immediately right there, Mr. charges forwards, gets the Prisoner's Riot ultimate right onto Selfmade, and he is just completely destroyed right there. Now, in the meantime, Reach has just been pushing, that's been Breezy pushing in with the Druid. Look at all those minions. Immediate ultimate to zone off, and he's just gonna sprint away as all the empowered Mordred minions just take everything right there. He's taking 3 players' attention as the entire GaleForce pushes up mid instead. That's 1-2 towers immediately there. Towers looking to be focused down. He just knocked in. The Prisoner's Riot immediately goes there right again. Swordsman bleeds out to the poison, and it's just another 2 kills. NPO might not have a dash or anything right there. Prisoner's Ball does miss when it comes to, but you can see the wild assault does go out. Breezy destroys the Pyromancer, and the game is blown open to a 9K gold lead from 2 neutral objectives, 2 red side objectives, and a total of, I think, 7 kills from all of that right there. Holy crap. That is such huge tempo. PDH keeps pushing Selfmade in. Yes, the fear, what's his face? The taunt and the fear is kind of there, but the Swordsman can't follow up when it comes to it right there, when it comes to it, and the Hammer isn't necessarily in range. Now Mako is still suffering. They just only at level 4. Brother, you need to get level 5 so you can get your ultimate and contribute a bit more. Taoist does seal him off when it comes to it. Is very, very sad. Rain King enhances his abilities, trying to see what he can do, but nothing's going to come from that, and that at the end of the day here. 10 seconds dead on Mako. Mordor does come up when it comes to, and what's right now is a call for taking the bot tower, but it might be a drops in mid. You can see the Wild Assault goes out. It doesn't get Selfmade. Swordsman's trying to make a play when it comes to, but he gets Prisoner Riot to start a riot. NPL does try to cut the wave right there, but Marine King wants to run him down. You can see, Poison buff is immediately out, and instead they use that buff to turn right onto Morgard instead. Mako, still not even level 5, and you see Morgard being shredded right there. No Jundor to shave it down, but Marine King does fall. That's a 4-man hammer ultimate! Mither does fall! Wow, the soul does go out from Breezy, but this would be a throw of ult on. Mako still has no ultimate, and Reach does not have the health to contest. The Morgard has been thrown. It's gonna leash back, actually. That's 3 kills for nothing, and they get to Elise's Luminosity. Lost the eye on the prize. They're not gonna get more done at all. Instead, they're just gonna settle for maybe a tier 1 tower. No, they're gonna push the wave in, potentially. JB shadows a little bit, but he doesn't want to take the experience necessarily in that case there. It's just going to be a reset. Are they scared that even with the 5k gold deficit that they wouldn't be able to take Mordor? Okay, no, never mind. Mordor's starting to be taken, but everybody is back alive. Crucially, Reach didn't actually reset in that case there. The whip does go out, but the swordsman intercepts! That is no judgment for GaleForce as Mordor starts to be taken. Now, that is interference, and they do have pressure thanks to Breezy's hot. Now you can see right there. Hold on! Marine Team assassinates JB from the back. That is Jundor for support. It's a 4v4 right now. Marine Team does finally go down to the hammer. Mither gets a taunt on the tower. That is a decent amount of damage. And again, Mordor gets released. Nothing comes from it. Now, big things is that if Mordor keeps being fought, look at bot wave. That is no inner tower, no outer tower. Okay, resets are starting to come around. That is a total of 4 stat minion waves right now. That comes to it. There still is 3 dead players on the Rift overall. And Serpent call from Breezy. They're deciding that because there's nobody, because Mordor's taking so long and there's no definitive fight, they want to start Serpent. But it's gotten wise. They've gotten wise. Luminosity is trying to take Mordor. Serpent take is there. Mordor is actually very slow. And pay attention again to that unanswered bot wave. Nobody's answering the bot wave. The Mordor take is horrible right now. Mako does have his ultimate right there. Whip does go out. Mako dies casting his ultimate. Nothing really comes to it. The voodoo zone doesn't do too much. Hammer gets 3 again. It is a very tight corridor. And Mordor is being started again. Mither still does have... No, let's start a riot when it comes to, though. JB is awfully close, but if he gets... but JB starts his own ultimate, so he could seal things out. Crucial thing, though. Look at that bot wave. That bot wave is atrocious. They've already taken 1 tower. JB's recalling right in front. Oh, my goodness gracious. What is going on here? Because they're losing their Nexus potentially because the wave state is so bad. They have to get off Mordor, and it reaches for the 4th time now. Oh, my God. This game should not have gotten to the 10-minute state. Finally, that wave does get cut down. But throughout all of that, look at the gold advantage. It is still 4K. It got cut down from 6K to 4K, but Mordor is started it now. And remember, GaleForce and Mordor take is actually really decent, especially if Marine King does use his ultimate right there. Whips do go out. NPO! Oh my goodness, NPO points out to the PD8! Swordsman goes in. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 kills! That is a quadra kill from the Swordsman! Oh my goodness gracious. He gets 2 resets off of it, and that finally will be a Mordor. That is an amazing hit there. Because the whip assassinates Shelfade immediately from a distance right there. Afterwards, Marine King is able to just bleed out NPO, but Woody sees his chance. Oh my goodness gracious. And Breezy just dies to a rundown from the Hammerer. That Hammerer knockup was way too much. Now, the waves, that's 4 stat waves, but that is going to be 3 stat waves top, but it's looks like to be a push down bot at the moment here. The inner tower, the outer tower is still right there. That's not going to live at all. Mither is going to want to absorb some of the pressure when it comes to, though, but if he gets run down, the game should absolutely be over here in just a second. The gold lead has shrunk from 6k to 4k to essentially dead even right now, as outer tower does get taken down, and everybody needs to group. Whips do come out from a distance right now. Marine King trying to do what he can, Reeds immediately assassinated, and so is Mako. That Voodoo Shaman has done nothing when it comes to. All the stat minions right there are doing so much damage right now. Now, truthfully, that Nexus Tower is still alive. Breezy trying to do what he can. Wild Assault does zone off, but those minions are still alive when it comes to, though. Nexus is exposed. Finally, Marine King does get the poison wave out when it comes to, though. Mither knocked away by the Hammerer, but he does survive, thank goodness, when it comes to right there. Everybody's still alive, but the waves are bad again. Nobody's answering top, but that one boosted minion was able to at least absorb some of the pressure. Now, that is a boosted wave coming mid right now when it comes to it. Reach and Maker are still dead, but a Serpent fight could be the force that ends the game right now. Because Serpent into Mordor in 37 seconds. JB, actually, hold on. He's getting run down. Let's start a riot? No riot cooldown, but he does get destroyed before he can before he can use his seal. Let's start a riot used. Mither does have to retreat though, and because of that pitch, Serpent is cancelled by Luminosity Gaming. There is no support on them for 26 seconds right now. They do have to take care of the waves though, because right now they have no protection. If a bot wave makes it to the Nexus, that is an exposed relic, I should say rather. Shelfade actually gets destroyed by Reach. Hold on, camera control. Mako being run down by Banjo. That is actually the Hammer rolled out, and this actually could be a cascade potentially of bad pressure when it comes to here. As you can see, this is the strongest members right now. Wild Assault does go out. Marine King getting very aggressive. He wants to kill Woody. He wants the Woody kill. Woody finally does die to the PDH. Now that is Reach kind of dying, but PDH gets 1. He gets 2. Bleeding out an NPO. No, let's start a riot, but the taunt does come out from Mither. Mither can run him down. He gets zoned off from the projectile. He does miss the prison ball, but it's too much. Mither closes it out. That is 3 kills, and they're going for Serpent first, Morgard likely afterwards. That is 4 people left on GaleForce to finish the duty, even with Reach dead. That is it. They're looking to potentially stun. Mako gets sealed off. He's going to die. Ranking gets sealed right afterwards, though. He has to run away. He dies as he just ran in, and his teammates abandoned him. Was that a reset opportunity they're looking for? I don't know. Shelfmate does get shot out, fears away Breezy though, and while JB is trying to deal with that stat to minion wave. I don't know what's really gonna go on here when it comes to hammer on Breezy though. The whips do come out. Shelfmate does take a lot of poke damage. Let's start a riot! Immediately, Shelfmate is dead as Mither does look for the engagement. Now Woody has to disengage with the swordsman final claw. Banjo taking a lot of damage. He does have his hammer ult, but is that a little bit too far? The whip goes in. Banjo is dead. That is ADC gone. That is 4v3 with Marine King coming back. The king of GaleForce. Breezy, Wild Assault. That's nothing. NPO does live. Breezy might have to retreat. He will reset, but this could be a Morgard call. That is 2 players dead, and you can see GaleForce potentially sizing up for it. Now, the top wave is being cut when it comes to right now, and they are starting Morgard. Intelligent decision making. Now, they have to do this fast. Shelfmate is going to be back up in 1 second right now, but while the waves are positive, that is going to be a free Morgard. Nothing to be contested unless Woody wants to make a play. Nope, no play made. Immediately, whips come out. NPO stuck on a wall. He falls immediately. Pyrates are down. That means wave trade is immediately gone. Shelfmate caught out. Slow down. Let's start a riot. JB, no suppress, no silence, no seal. The Taoist is gone, and the threat of peace is gone with it. Reach is pushing down mid-wave as Woody has to work on and deal with not 1, not 2, but 3 people from the Druid right there. Banjo trying to do what he can, but Reach is really just hitting the Nexus. Final Cut does not get the execute, and the minions finish it out. 15 minutes? What one did I ever expected it to be, but holy crap, dude. Okay, it took a bit there. I need a real ADC, though. And Mako also did nothing because I think I need a real ADC to actually do things. Reach? The whip? Okay. I didn't realize when I said like whipping a bunch of times, I thought it was going to be like the Wild Assault from Druid. But the fact that it's like basically like 7 shots, kind of like Eye of Horus Ana, means that you can just assassinate mages like the Pyro, or like Illusionist. That's actually really good for destroying backlines. Holy crap, dude. Okay, that's very good intel. I really, really like that. Oh, you can watch replays too? Oh, dude, I love this game. This game is so sick. This game is so sick. Stats are amazing. Aren't I already courting somebody though? I was roaming aggression. Wait, do what? Never mind. Do that then. Transfer window's almost closed anyway. I might just have to rock with what I have. Because you need to opt in transfer window, so I'm gonna assign anybody. Now would be the time. At least for who I have on my roster. Casey's fine. Peach has been doing. No, he has horrible stats. He's at 30. Units be my development project, absolutely. Ither, you've been doing fine at 23, my friend. I think Mako's judgment is really good, but I really could use it. Sets it in. What's that? I am so invested in this already. Did I make the negotiation of Boaster? Okay, it's negotiating in progress. So I'll have to see if I can claim Boaster. Okay, so region settings has that right there. Understandable. And it's the fact that you're getting better, dude. I'm very happy to be, again, 17 years old. You are my development general. You're getting a little bit better, I guess that's fine. Then the old boys are getting worse. Not by much, but okay, that's fine by me. And very, very happy with that. Yeah, I can see the AI translation mode being off right there, but it's fine, it's fine. Fact is, I'm very happy with the discipline that right now Juhan has for the team. Which ball here? The finances do. Monthly income getting there, even though the monthly expenses are pretty bad, but what? What do you do? Annual profit? And what? We haven't even started the season yet, and we don't have like our sponsors or everything like that. No! I didn't get boosted! Off. The last day, it's the last day. No, it's 2. I thought I'd be able to get Boaster. Did Conviction lose their other support? What happened to him? Oh, they have NAF. They just didn't want to negotiate Boaster to me? Crap, dude. Okay. Well, no more recruitments then for the meantime. Love to have you from Shopify. I would get you. Like this is the last budget. The offer. I'd like to see if I can't get. At this match on the 6th. I'll take one more practice match, I do think. Yeah, no, they don't even want to give me Seacone. Okay, I understand, I guess. Damn, dude. I mean, go off, I guess, I understand. This is good. I haven't played with Lancer right now, even though I know that he is a really good character. No, I think we're fine with scouting. I'd probably stop the scouting for thing. Great, we have an off day or two just to see how we keep him before we really get into our division. I'll probably do a few division matches. Because 2 days from now we have CCG East as our first, as our last practice before we get into our real matches. I need. I've won 3, lost 1 right now in scrims right now. Technically, I could go technically keep scouting around for people. Is potential compared right now. Oh, it's closed off right. Let's do our practice match, boys. Let us keep practicing. No. To try Dokkaebi, need to try Android. There's a support. Dokkaebi, you're probably a general. I want to actually try, I do actually want to have, Siege-Breaker and an actual top laner in that. Unless I missed some voodoo shaman that I don't know. I know what Rancer does, and I am kind of scared of it. Out, and I do also want to try Exorcist with Dance Grassroots. Got that kind of twin. Pyromancer. Good one against Pyromancer pretty decently. Whipmaster was also pretty good too, but again, let's test. Let's test. So let's try Android as my support this time. And at least out of bot laners. I mean, when it comes to it here, Android stuns. I haven't tried Bomber myself. I've only seen potential Bomber, so it's kind of that. I just haven't had enchant match it. I already do have my support in Android. Totally fine though. But the amount of supports that exist in this game compared to Teamfight Manager 1, just due to the nature of the supporting role, there does kind of make it interesting on how little there was. Mage. Oh, bigger. Interesting. Let's do clones we haven't seen. I should have taken Dokkaebi actually when it comes to it. But bad. Oh, at least for out of Nuker. I also haven't tried new Necromancer or Shadowmancer. They're definitely slowed. God damn it. At least for the white Maid. So low. Otherwise then, Sniper could be fine. That's Jungle or ADC support. There's Sniper and then we just have like Poker. Or I do want Siege Breaker though. I don't know about that though comparatively, and I don't know about my wave group. Let's go Sniper, just tried and true classic. I really want Dokkaebi when it comes. They have so much backline, I don't have a good way to access it technically when it comes to. At least for the assassin pool. There is Demon. I run Demon top. Okay, I could run Sniper top potentially. Things need to look at a mage in that. Amp actually might feel decent. Or Ice Mage. But, you know, I need a little bit of dive to get to the back line. Let's just do Vamp. Not what I would have wanted out of that at all, I think. Well, Bomber top could continue. Amp 80. Very interesting. Vamp top more though. I want Bomber to actually be able to pop off a bit. Let's do that. I don't necessarily like. I don't like Poise Serpent. I like the potential of ganking though. At least for this kind of comp, I do think we need to up and comes to it. This thing because their comp Upstairs wants to stay back because they only have Shield Bearer as their real front line. Everybody else try and slows when it comes to them, or like Archer Stun, and that's really it. So this should be about to die from Clown and from Vamp in that. But I feel bad, so again, like with TFM2 only having like one or two abilities, the fact that this has a level 1, level 3, level 5 when it comes to, that's something I really want to understand from these heroes, make sure that, or even like once they were in Teamfight Manager 1. Found moving up when it comes to TP comes out, but nothing really coming from it then. So, okay. Nothing on there. Reach is a bit behind because he did try to gain instead of jungling. That's totally fine. He's going to do level 2 if he can when it comes to easy. We'll just get the stat. We'll just get the stat. We're going to do a swing. Open stats. And the fact is, even against the Pyromancer, the fact that he'll just be able to just keep that going and sustain himself, that will be fine. The main thing to think about in that. Now, otherwise, the only thing are going decent enough. Grandpa's actually CS pretty decent against the Pyromancer, I will say, when it comes to. I think it'll just come down to Jungles and how fast they clear. Like, Luffy, Mr. Dancer, and Jungle, really needs to snowball badly when it a reach, for a counter engage, teleports immediately onto SOS, and that is a huge ring of daggers immediately right there. That's what I want out of the clown. Just teleport right on in and use that dagger statter. Just move around. Since you can move while casting, you just have to keep up with the backline and just go on from there in that case then. Yes. BC didn't poke around a little bit. He's a level behind, but he does have his wave just to take in that case then. That is over 4, and Reach does come around here. Now he does get the hit. 1, 2, teleport right on in. Another kill for Reach. The crown is going amazingly. You saw right there. That's already 700 gold ahead. That's exactly what I wanted out of the composition. The crown to just teleport in, cause havoc. Because even with that back line, if she just gets to dive, that's totally free, dude. That is totally free. That and Mr. Dancer. Dude. Yes. That's to get check-rooms and all that, but they need kills, and they are behind already. They only have a tier 2 item as opposed to a tier 3. Now, Serpentine is meter right there. However, Reach is at level 5, though. You can see Rinting does get a huge arrow, but Galfo with the huge beam of light does get the kill. Otherwise, Blademan does get stunned out immediately from Mako afterwards, and that is a double kill for the sniper, though. I was about to say Misted Bolt. That is not it. The Misted Dancer has to peel off, and with no chance right there, Serpent is immediately taken. GaleForce already up to 2k advantage right now. Meanwhile, Breezy actually does have the level advantage on Etzer. Now, never mind right there. You can see right there, Etzer does finally get to level 5 and their ultimate ability now with that minion wave stat. But the main thing is, look at that. Every single wave right now is ahead, and honestly, that's 1 CS on Mako. So he is at, so he does get that little bit of advantage. Is that a visual glitch? Okay, no. Reach is just kind of like slashing around when he can. Big thing to note is that Blademan only just got to level 3 when it comes to, whereas Mako is a whole level ahead. So that will be a potential ultimate advantage of that shield when it comes to that, if needed. So that can be a bailout when it comes to. Now, SOS being put at Marine King. It's just going to take one more bullet. He does get it! SOS down. Rain King claims his 3rd now. 1k advantage in the pocket of the sniper, and it's going to be really hard for CCG Esports to get into it. Meanwhile, Reach right now just looking over at Etzer, trying to be a nuisance. So let's see the vampire stats. 35, doing pretty decently, I would say, when it comes to, and holding his own. Now, big thing, Blademan does get pummeled around. That does force out the what's his face, the wall of protection. But really, a level 3 support is not really going to be able to hold much. Rain King just gets to poke SOS for free and just say, what are you going to do about it? I could take your tower right now if I want to. Meanwhile, Etzer pushing up while he does have the wave cut right now. It's just all about the mid game. Rain King really wants to unlock that mid tower. Blademan watching up on Mako, trying to slow him down. Mako does pop the personal shield bubble, and Blademan didn't run down. Meanwhile, Breezy would potentially dive. He does get the ultimate hit, but nothing really doing too much about it. SOS trying his best to compete, but an archer does not have the range of the sniper, and you can see right there, it is a problem right now. General being taken. Is this a Mordard look? They are looking at Mordard. Etzer does take a good amount of damage. Now, that is White Mage taking good amounts. That's a very good shield. And Reach does get Final Spart at the very end, though. So that is General down for 25 seconds. SOS does not have his ultimate. Wants to let things down. Breezy does have his ultimate, though, and could potentially get a huge wave of bats. Does it win on Blademan? And if he can shut down the shield bearer, then the rest of the team will follow suit. Blademan does not get the hit. Instead, he does decide to peel from Mako. Breezy, the snipe does not kill. Etzer lives with a little bit of his life left, and you can see right here, Luffy trying to look for his first check room stat at all if he can get one to snowball the lead. Now he does find Marine King. Marine King intercepts him. There's 1, 2, 3 shots on him. It's not gonna be enough, and the Archer ultimate does cover. Mither almost dead from that right there. The Bomber not having a good time. White Mage is gonna be the problem though. You can see White Mage is very, very close. 5 seconds to the final spark once more again. Breezy has to use the Wave of Bats to get away safely and disengage. Make sure he doesn't survive, and it is very close. He is rooted though. Wave of White does come out. The White Mage is causing problems for GaleForce, and they have no way to answer it. That lead has been cut down to only 500 gold, and you can see White Mage is slowly going, peeling ahead of the pack right now. Now, everybody's grouping around Morgard. It is very unsure, but the waves for GaleForce are bad around the entirety of the map. Mid is taken care of when it comes to, though. They will have to answer top nets. Looks like that is the priority right now before they look to answer Morgard. Smart plays. They know that the take is the fastest with Mr. Dancer. Ah, that's a huge potential snipe. Archer immediately taken down. SOS does not participate in the fight. Reach immediately dives in. He does not get rooted, but he does do his damage. Luffy at 1 HP. It's just going to be snipe after snipe after snipe. Mako is able to just run up, cause problems. Luffy falls to the wave of bats, and now it's Gaffalo left on his lonesome. They can just shoot the tower even without the wave. That is going to be a perfect fight for what GaleForce wanted, and 6k ahead. Again, it falls upon the shield bearer to potentially do as much peeling, because it comes down to the White Mage rooting somebody and bursting them down. But Body Man is not level 5. He does not actually have his ultimate yet. And because of that, he can't taunt the enemies. He can't stop the dive threat that is Reach's Crown and Breezy's Vampire. Just as soon as level 5 comes out, it is Body Man's whole game. Serpent is being taken. That would be a gold injection, but you can see right there, Morgard is taken before Serpent even happens right there. The game is going to start falling apart. Reach immediately pushes the wave up. That's going to be an outer tier 1 tower. Etzer being shot at with the ultimate ability by Marine King. He's that confident that a kill should come out. SOS is unable to get Reach. Reach taunting him. He's getting close. He's looking for the potential execute. Now, 3 people stacked up right there. Even then, the Pyromancer is able to deal with the Morgard minions pretty decently, but you can see the tower is crumbling. It is falling pretty fast right there. Shield Bearer finally has level 5 right now, but is Reach looking? He's just kind of getting a little bit frisky right now. Breezy pushing out bot lane in the meantime. You see right there, the siege is unsuccessful. They are able, CCG Esports is able to protect. That is a good slow and ranging though. They're trying to run him down, but there's no follow-up because there's no root potentially. Breezy cast Wave of Bats backwards, unsure if he wanted to do anything right there, but now the re-engage. It was a bit too far of a chase potentially. Mako, potentially with the slow, Bomber doesn't get anything right there. There is a slow from the genetic bomb from Mako, and Etzer does go down from that. Galifo has a wave to fall back to, has a tower to fall back to, but the sniper, 2 potential again. It does! The huge bullet does go out, kills the top laner, and you can see right here, Luffy is not having a good time. The Mr. Dancer was not the pick with 0 chakrams to the name 8 minutes in, and Morgard buff still ticking. Oh, Luffy gets slowed. He gets Wave of Bats down. Breezy gets the kill. Breezy at 55 stats on the Vampire. He is having a wonderful, wonderful time right now when it comes to being able to just shred down, and Body Man looking, trying to do what he can. He's being shredded down. He doesn't want to use the taunt when it comes to, because it's absolutely not the right opportunity. Taunt and Mako the support, it is not it. He has caught up in levels, but his impact on the game has been chalk and cheese. Breezy, level 11 to Etzer's level 9, not really doing too much. SOS, the fact that he's going even right now with Mako, and just not having a good time at all. Mako's self-shields have just been such a nuisance when it comes to right there. All the meanwhile, you can see bot tower, bot outer has been taken out. Rinking does it slow down. It's just going to take one more route and maybe a wave of light. Doesn't happen. He does get out for free. Mako draw attention away. Breezy taunted away though. That is a taunt. And Mako walks into the taunt as well. That's going to be 2 kills immediately for CCG. Very important. But all the time, hello? Wow, those 2 pits have been happening. Reach and Mither was sneaking Morgard. What an amazing call. GaleForce makes something out of nothing, losing top and support, but sneaks Morgard to keep the wave pressure on. That is an amazing thing. Luffy actually caught out. Mither should actually get him. Oh my goodness. Mither destroys with it. He might get caught out right now after the Serpent take when it comes to. He has to watch towards the Archer. It will be a kill when it comes to it then. The fact that Reach and Marine King both have the Morgard buff, and CCG does not, and they're just going for Serpent instead, is huge. And you can see, even then, Luffy is not there. This should absolutely be a steal. Body Man has to get something big. Breezy immediately dies right there, though. Red team does steal the Serpent. Reach does get the steal. Mako dying right now. Has the personal shield. Is able to get away. Potentially no wave of light. There is no ultimate left on Daffalo, but he really wants it. Green King being run down. Will he die? No, he will not. Tower does not have the power, and Delpho stuck between a rock and a hard place. Doesn't even have any players shooting him. He gets executed by the Mordred minions in the inner towers. With that is no bot lane for CCG Esports. Breezy's up in 5 seconds, and Mordred buff only 10 seconds left on it when it comes to, but that is still a stat wave. They can still push for the inner bot tower because Luffy still 0 stats from the Mystic Dancer. The ultimate coming out from Mither. They actually just want to run down Luffy because they know he's that weak. Reed's taking a few tower shots, nothing too much to write on about it when it comes to. But we have to give huge props to the rundown potential and Reach and Mither absolutely doing their role in the fight right now with being able to sneak that Mordard. Because after the catches on Mako and Breezy, it looked like it was pretty bad state for GaleForce. Now they are 10k gold ahead right now, but that is still after the fact, as Mordard should absolutely have swung it. The final bullet does not hit anything when it comes to Bodyman, just soaking up all the pressure right now. But with Zetzer, beat doubled on. Flavor Bats goes in. Reach potentially should have something here. Now Shieldbeard Taunt does come out, but it's a little too late. The backline pressure is way too much, and Breezy just gets to watch up on Zephyr. His life's doing way more than he's taking damage. SOS gets stunned by Mako, who gets stunned again by the Android Shield. The taunt, the flank goes absolutely haywire, and the taunt finally comes out. Not the taunt, the death comes out. The Galfo dies to Mither. Luffy tries to get a stat in vain, but Mako's personal shield does way too much. Android does so much as a support, and I am realizing the power of him. Breezy runs down his top counterpart. Zetzer dies. And with that is a team ace, as GaleForce gets to clean up their jungle, reset for Mordard, and only with Bodyman up, it seems to be the end now for the game. He has to try. Bodyman has to look potentially when it comes to it here. But I really don't think it's going to happen. Now, SOS is coming, but Reach should be able to secure this without a problem. Yes, he does. The smite does come out in that case then. Bodyman could only just sit back helplessly and watch. After that, it's going to be Serpent, and then probably a push through bot to just end off the game. Daffalo is here. Wave of Bats immediately comes out. Now, Serpent is taken. The final shot does come out then. The big blast misses from Mither's ult, but it really doesn't matter. Bodyman tries to do what he can, but it's, again, in vain. No support. Level 9 Luffy with no Mystic Chakram stats is absolutely gone, dude. They cannot do anything. The Mordard buff minions are pushing down, and that will be another practice win when it comes to. The Android from Mako does so much. Those shields are so ridiculously strong to shut down people who want to die potentially. SOS dies one more time in the end, hilariously. And that is just so like Mako, dude, Android tanks. I was underestimating how much Android tanks his damage. What the heck, dude? Yeah, and Breezy also neutralizing Etzer is kind of very important. Okay. He's an opener to a close. Let's see here. Which stress indicator is higher than usual. Alright, Reach. Let's take a look at you. You are high on stress. How's your condition? Condition is normal. How's your loyalty? I'm sure you're probably loyal to me. And also, you're signed with me for 3 years. I think I'll probably improve your condition. I want you in tip-top shape for season over. We don't need to be stressing ourselves too much. As we're about to have our first game. Breezy's merch is already out? Holy crap, dude. Okay. Units? +4, that's great. Mako, you're old. So they are decreasing a bit, unfortunately. I do understand that. Okay. Breezy. Let's produce more. Let's produce our 300 gaming shares. Marine King's mouse is actually almost gone too. Then let's tap out a few more bots. Because the finances need to be making that money, dude. We need to be making that money. The monthly expenses are way high. We are about to have our first game. About to have our first game. We haven't played anything yet right now when it comes to here. I'm very excited. Save the game. I've played this game for already 3 hours, y'all. And I want to keep going, but I'm gonna cut it off probably after this game here. Now let's touch on Leo Dirk. A lot begins with Leo Dirk, who was the bot lane. Right, sober. That is a lot of info. Hello, I love that. Okay, so ban Wind Mage and Bomber likely. I want to take Android for myself in that. I really like Android. I really do like Android. Yeah, they want to focus on bot lane, so I'm going to really tunnel on forcing them out. If you if you want to focus bot, okay, first and foremost, I am first pick. Take the Wind Mage out. No Circus lane. Makes sense. Get the Bomber out. And I want to target Leo Dirk. So let's take safe pits out then. Archer. No Whipmaster. They recognize my Whipmaster from. Who would be first pick that I would very much so appreciate? This is real game now. This is real game. I take away the Android, don't I? I take away their Android, give that to Maid, that's fine then. Gamboy Mutt, that's their bot lane solved out, and they have a pretty safe bot lane in that case. So, if I want to contest it then. Android does get stuns in that case. Now, Gambler has 70 range. Hitman's range is only 40 comparatively, which is a little bit dangerous in that case then. But I feel like I could have a lot of room for Android to make room for Dancer. I don't have to force the Dancer game when it comes to it now. That is a big thing, but I do want to actually have a solid, bot laner. Now, Gambler does have a little bit more extra range comparatively, but it's gonna be fine, I do feel. Against a monk. I do want to go Dancer Android when it comes to that. I'm planning on doing the Genshin. I'm planning on maybe doing this one game and then maybe going off, so I potentially could. Let's commit to Dancer because I think Android Dancer could be a really good nasty combo. And then, you know what time it is. I love the Cavalry, dude. The Cavalry is coming! The Cavalry is coming! Pyromancer? Illusionist. Now, Vampire did really good against Pyromancer last time. I do think I could run that back as my potential top lane in that case. Because it's that, or Druid does pretty good too, but Vampire I think just gets the bat around with Pyromancer well enough. So I need my mid lane in that case. Ninja could technically do really good here. That's double dive. Alternatively, Dual Blader also functions pretty decently well, and I could shift Vampire to mid instead. I have slows, but I don't have roots. So no, let's not look at that then. But yeah, like 15 minutes if you don't want to watch this last game. Like 15 or 30 minutes if I want to do one or two more then. MK against this lineup, I don't know about that then. I say Sekiro also could do pretty good. That is lockdown actually for my Mystic Dancer. Actually, yes, because I want Mystic Dancer to really pop off as a thing. They go with Inquisitor themselves. Okay. Inquisitor, yep, exactly as I thought it was going to be there. That is totally fine. Ganking, absolutely though. Yeah, no, I'm still pretty happy with this. I'm gonna have anybody pressure though. I do think Reach is fine to run around as a cavalry. But otherwise, we go with this set. Right. First game of the division of the North American Division 1 series. Let's do this thing. Let's put the commentator muscles on. So, main matchup to look at right now though is the bot lane. So a lot of resources have been put into Mither to succeed as Mr. Dancer, whereas Leo Dirk has been told by the analysts and by all the support staff to be the facilitator of everything when it comes to though. Famously, the Wind Mage was banned out when it comes to though, so Dosia wasn't really going to get to do too much alongside I guess it's Poison standing here. I can't really say. Now, Maid does take a bad tower shot. He will have to get away, though. Mither does get to walk away, but he will be outranged when it comes to, so he's not necessarily going to drop any CS, but he is just going to reset, get immediately his Wind Dagger. So a bit more attack speed will be pretty nice and decent to really start off in that case, Center. Otherwise, a pretty slow early game, but all lanes are kind of going as expected right now when it comes to. Vampire is being pushed in, but he is keeping up with his CS decently, and he is pretty healthy against the Pyromancer when it comes to them. Now, you can see here, the cavalry is coming, the cavalry is coming. He's looking to run down the mud potentially. An early kill would be huge for GaleForce to get the Mr. Dancer going. Now, that doesn't get anything right there. Gain unsuccessful, but the Monk might have to fall back. Never mind. He's staying in wave because, of course, Monk priority when it comes to. He is able to heal himself. Now, big power spikes. Make a level 3 to be able to get the personal shield, but look at Black. Black is potentially looking to potentially get a kill on bot wave. Now, you can see right there, Mither, good game sense. He recognizes that Bot should be coming in and does back off, and Bot does reset. Reach doesn't have any more. No, never mind. He actually does get a perfect jungle cycle when it comes to though right there. That's totally fine. All in all, pretty even early game with not too much action. There was the one gank, but Monk kind of gets to survive thanks to just being a big body in that case. So I actually didn't know I could check those tabs. Ooh, interesting. I didn't know I could check those tabs because I should have checked damage numbers in that case. It wasn't that more. Now Black doesn't mean to look at Marine Chain. He does die when it comes to Reach, does not commit, or rather, he gets he runs away, and he also gets feared away when it comes to then by Dosia's Illusionist. So really good recognition. Marine King being shut down immediately, and usually Marine King is the heart and soul of GaleForce when it comes to. Now Serpent immediately being started, maybe as a reactionary play to try to bait as many people as they can. Now Reach trying to do what he can. Kill a Zoo, does get rooted out. Mr. Dancer should get their first stat. No stat coming out. Fear comes out on 2 people, and that's another kill. Leo Dirt does get the immediate start they want, and Dosia gets another follow-up right there. Marine King trying to do what he can. That's going to be 3 people potentially freezing right there. You can see they're so close, and Mither really wants to get a kill. However, Serpent is doing a good amount of damage to him, and would just take 1 hit right there. Serpent unsuccessful when it comes to, but it could be re-engaged. Mither staying around, sees Towazu, misses the soul shot, but nothing really coming to it. Towazu doesn't get any missed palm, but Reach immediately calls for the re-engage on Serpent. This would bring GaleForce back in as they're down 2k right now. No actual collapse afterwards then from Citadel Gaming, and that will be a free Serpent then. Now, Mr. Dancer does get a little bit more farm in that case then, and Reach is shadowing. This is going to be a bit of an experience split, but Mako actually having their shield is actually going to be very important. Big things to note though, level advantage. Black is level 5 due to the 2 kill lead, and Towazu is level 4 compared to level 4 and level 3 of Mako and Reach respectively. Now level 5 is going to be very important. That's when the ultimates come out, of course, then, so they have to look out for it. Black looks to try to get Marine King. No execute. A freeze does come out. No bleed. Towazu is not able to get a missed palm on him, and that's just a simple freeze. Dosia does get the taunt, does get the fear, but Mako is there to cover. Marine King escapes with a little bit of his life left. That is pretty huge. Meanwhile, on the top wave, Burn Secretary and Breezy haven't done even when it comes to increase for wave state. Now, the CS is very bad. That's a 20 CS difference, but that is 39 stats right now on Breezy's Vampire. Not the worst. It's actually pretty decent. It's better than the practice matches right now for almost 4 minutes in when it comes to. Burn Secretary absolutely does have the ring of things. Now, you can see here, Reach potentially working at Burn Secretary. He dives in. He does potentially have it, but that's the Gamba stat going out with the Mun Shield. Mako immediately dies, and the Mordred stat should start coming. Now, we have to look at Breezy. Marine King does not things bad. Mither dies immediately, though. Breezy doesn't even get to have a wave of bats out, and that will be 2 kills for Citadel Gaming. Marine King resigns himself to just trying to clear the way forwards, and it's just going to come down to Reach if he does want to try anything. The Mordred take is slow. He's just making sure he has vision on him. Breezy, does he want to help contest, or is he just going to push the way forwards? Now it's very slow. Breezy, Reach, absolutely trying to do anything to start any problems, to make them scared, but no, it is going to be a Mordor take finally afterwards right there, and Marine King pushing forwards. He's trying to get Black on the exit, unable to, and he's left himself wide open. Burn Secretary tries to get the ultimate out. One more hit. He does not get it. Mako able to peel for his life, and Burn Secretary gets stunned out otherwise. However, the Mordor buff minions are there. It's not going to really come out to anything. No, Breezy trying to threaten. The fear comes out. The taunt comes out. Breezy has to wave for bats backwards. Mako survives. The Gamba stat comes out. Mako dies immediately. The Gambler doing so much, and Leo Dirt is so well ahead right now. Again, the Mr. Dancer not paying off. The GaleForce have to really ban out the Archer should they have taken it for themselves to have a stable front to back. The Gambler is doing way too much. No, GaleForce throwing out their back into a corner. Immediately starts to Serpent, try to get something, but they don't have their support. Remember, Reach about to die. Black 2 levels ahead, trying to sprint down, trying to get the execute. Huge freeze to save the life. Marine King is keeping GaleForce in it, but not by much. Mither trying to do what he can just to poke, but he might just die to the Gamba. He does have a little bit of range, but Blotz is going to run him down. That's a 500 gold shutdown. Marine King trying to do what he can. Mako well out of position. Marine King just dies in the back, and it is going from bad to worse. Black, no execute. Mako bleeding out. Does get stunned from Mako's shield exploding. They're trying to dive him. Go to the fountain. Is that too deep? Black survives with just a little bit of HP. And Reed's trying to do what he can. The cavalry charge just to save his life. Leo Dark doesn't die. He does get out. Meanwhile, at the very least, Breezy is split pushing out, trying to do what he can while the Serpent buff, while the Warrior buff is timing out right there. Mako trying to salvage this inner tower. Killazu actually left to the wolves as the rest of his team collapse. They're collapsed without him, but Reach is the only person there. He does get a few good hits, but it's not like Mako's really gonna offer too much more damage then in that case there. Now, this has been cut down to a 3k gold lead with those waves dying out, but look at that. Leo Dart absorbing all the tron that he can right there at the moment. 2k, he is 2k ahead in gold, 2k ahead in damage when it comes to it right there. Well ahead. Mither has not been able to do anything this game, and Breezy has not done as much otherwise too. Just been zoned out. The front to back has been just way too strong for Citadel Gaming, and the pitch potential hasn't been there. Now it's another Mordard setup when it comes to it right now. GaleForce, they probably want to get what? Gamba stat comes out. Leo Dark, under pressure potentially. The fear comes out from Illusionist. That's a very good peel. Much HP bars out there. Those overshields have inspired though. Wave of Force does hit a good amount of people, but GaleForce is just saying, challenge us. We have a better Mordard take than you. Reach on 1 HP though. He's going to have to retreat. He can't get out, but he's trying to stay in. Black does get wave of bats though. He's at 1 HP, reaches at 1 HP. It's so close. Mako being burned down. Mither in such a bad position. Is he gonna get out? Wave of Force message from Monk. Breezy able to appeal for him. Mako gets out alive, trying to cause as much attention from Dosia. Everybody has to reset, but look at that. Reach and Marine King are coming back. Burn Secretary, Burn Sanctuary. He gets stunned against the wall. He gets frozen. That's gonna be a chain freeze. Burn Sanctuary dies. That's the top lane of 10. And Killazu being run down. Cavalry charge goes out. 2 kills for GaleForce, and the turn is tiding right now. Yes, I said it that way. 2k down only right now when it comes to it. Mr. Dancer still no stats honestly when it comes to though, because those kills were secured by the cavalry. But you can see right there, it's coming out. Black trying to find a kill if he can. Marine King not like caught out a little bit, but it's not going to be too much. While they have 15 seconds on Burn Sanctuary, but they have 5 seconds on Killazu. While they know Gambler is at the bottom lane, they're just going to go for Mordard. However, Black, if Black can get the steal, the game will turn on its head right now. He's going for it. He does not get it. Wave of Bats goes in. Black is dead. Mako gets the kill. Mr. Dancer still no stats. However, Serpent taken. Serpent taken by Citadel Gaming, but Breezy putting on all the pressure. Look at those Mordard enhanced minions. That is 1 inhibitor, 1 row tower down. There's gonna be 2 row towers down, and Breezy's gonna get away with his life. The Gamba tower, the Gamba stat does not work, and that is a overchase potentially. Mako and Marine King working to flank right now. Now Burn Sanctuary taking tower shots. He's frozen. Reach is coming. The tower is coming. Cavalry charge comes in. Burn Sanctuary goes down. Leo Dark dies as well. That is a throw from an overchase by Breezy. It's like trying to overchase Breezy the vampire. He has Wave of Bats out. He can get out of there. He gets out safely. And the Goldweed is 3K solidly in GaleForce's favor. The Goldweed from Rio Dark has been cut down from 1K right now. And Myther actually is solidly in the game as a potential threat. Mater running things down. Doesn't get 8 hits, but Wave of Bats goes in. Dosia blows up immediately. Nothing can be done. Tuazu caught out as he was trying to find a flank. He's going to die, and Black doing what he can. But there's going to be no execute except for on his team's relic. Myther just decided if he wants to pad his stats a little bit more, but instead the minions will take the relic, and GaleForce turns the game around. Holy! Yes, baby. What a game. Breezy took so much damage, but the Wave of Bats at the end, the fact that he never died too was insane. Holy crap. Dosia's Illusionist did a lot more work than I expected it to right there, but the Cavalry, dude, the Cavalry is so good. Mr. Dancer, absolutely troll pick right now. I baited myself into picking it, but that was not it. Okay. D3, can I do one more? I'm doing one more real quick. Oh wait, no, it's 2 out of 3. Okay, well in that case, then this will be it. It's best 2 out of 3 for matches. I'm glad that it is. And it's Fearless Joust, so we can't fit the same. Yes, I forgot about that. They really do not want the what's face. They do not want the circus point to come out. So okay, fine by me. I'm looking to get Ninja then in that case. Who do I not want? They have first pick priority, so take the Wind Mage out, and again, out of the bot lane. If we're destroying bot lane, Bomber could be a problem, and I want to secure Archer in that case eventually. Or if I take an Archer, only last man left could be Hitman in that case, which could be huge for me. Otherwise, I do think that potentially, right, the mid lane was potentially the problem then, so I am scared of a white mage. So yes, I will do the 1 week match and then it's over. Lancer pick. Lancer is a pretty strong line when it comes to them, but I'm going to secure Archer for safety in that case. And honestly, if Lancer... That's around, okay. There isn't status effects when it comes to them here necessarily yet, so Exorcist isn't immediately the call. But that can help out so much. But I do think it's time to run Ninja. Ninja Jungle, welcome back. MK, Swordsman. That's a huge front line that they are looking at right now. So in that case then, I should absolutely have a... So I do think potentially a Knight would go huge here. They banned my Knight. They banned my freaking Knight, dude. Can't have crap. Alright. In that case then, I do think potentially that Prisoner could be very good as my support pick. I am potentially here. Janshi also as a top lane, just to neutralize things, would absolutely be very huge. Janshi just getting to poke and stun people and just be a huge pain just for Ninja and Archer to be my front to back would be very big. I do think that absolutely is the play, and now I need to look for my support and my top. The summons could kind of be there. I am worried potentially of Swordsman resets is what I'm looking at. The ornament towards an enemy. Well, it doesn't apply to minions, I wouldn't think, then, so I think I could be fine on that. I do think, actually, wait, hold on. Hammerer actually really counters them pretty badly, too, thinking about it. So I have 2 stuns then. I have my very solid Archer in that case. Fighter? Guardian Spirit. Interesting. They don't have too much CC when it comes to them on. I have my bot, I have my top. I just need to have a safe lane, I'd say. If I want safe, Sniper is right there, all things considered, because they don't have a way to dive except for Fighter. I could also go Pole Warrior potentially. I feel like Sniper's the safest option since I just get to poke them. Boomerang Hunter also is pretty decent too, I would say, against their composition. But I want to outrange them really badly, and they have to work that Sniper or Archer. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a huge draft gap on them. And just have something like potentially here. Yeah, because I don't mind Marine King being aggressive with the John Sheep. I do want Breezy, absolutely though. Or no, swap it. I think I might want Sniper mid, because I want Green King with the better skill dots and still hit his stuff. And Breezy, the positioning will be really good just to be a wave of force ahead of us. Lancer, VOD, Swordsman support. Alright, I'd say focus on mid-bottom though. Wait, what the heck? Guardian? Okay, that is absolutely be a wet noodle. That's a wet noodle. No, what's my aggro? I think this is absolutely aggro when it comes to it. You're going to be aggro. We're going to group as 5. We're going to maintain our distance. I do think so. Okay, game 2 of Citadel Gaming versus GaleForce. It is a super aggressive like run at you composition from Citadel with only one form of AP when it comes to you. Okay, I say one form of AP. Technically, GaleForce is also super 80 as well when it comes to them. But Guardian Spear top just be a steroid when it comes to it will be very interesting. Now Reach does miss his initial ninja star here. If he hits this one, it would have been it, but no, nothing comes to it then. So nothing ventured, nothing gained. Mako just going to cause problems right here, but it's going to come down to Mither on the Archer and Marine King, the two stalwart stones of GaleForce, just being the background pressure. Mako will just have to peel and just keep Leo Dark off. Mako does get the good knockup right there, but you can see Black Magic Wave only hits Mako, the hammer. Not gonna do too much right there. Meanwhile, Wet Noodle fight up top, it's really not gonna amount to nothing, but the big thing is that Greasy will just naturally push out and get a lot more CS over Burnt Sanctuary on the Guardian Spirit here. It's gonna be just because they're able to secure a lot better, and they can just poke a little bit more and just have a little bit more sustainability from the middle, from the mini Janshis. Now Dosia, not having a good time. Reach, he's staying right there. He gets 1, 2, 3, swash! And immediately executes Dosia! Ninja pops off immediately, a perfect game, landing all 3 hits and the shooting right afterwards. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, all this skirmishing has been going on. Choazu has to retreat, and Leo Dark has to reset as well. Now that is going to be the Soldier's One-Start immediate right there. Black, diving onto Marine King, but Marine King has just way too much health, and also just kind of pokes Black out. Dosia also just wasn't there immediately to poke back right there, and you're seeing right here, immediately, how bad the aggression is. 1, 2, 3, Ninja, reach it, goes in. He takes 2 tower shots. He won't get out with his life, but he doesn't have the immediate damage to execute yet. That is only a Ruinous Void, not enough yet to do anything. But that immediate one kill though, you can see, that is a 1k lead right now for GaleForce. Mither and Mako doing what they can. Choazu not having a good time. Support Swordsman, the support pool was very much so crunched, and with no traditional ADCs left over as GaleForce took up the Archer and the Sniper, what doesn't have to do? Warrior Dark knocked up, the Hammer does his work. Dive is dead, and Mither might be next. Marine King being taken in. Wave of Force, Magic Wave does go out. Black tried to pull them in, but nothing comes out. Reach, 1, 2, 3 from Ninja. Also, do I have the sound effects on? Okay, no, I do. Usually I hear the shing 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 from the Ninja. I guess I took that off. But Reach gets another shing 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 right there. Mako takes the kill, but you know, as support, the gold still goes over. Reach, threatening once again. He does get the shing shing shing. He gets another kill. 3 kills. And he just wants to keep popping up. Now, Marine King and Mither might actually just straight up die to the Serpent, so they're going to have to give right now. Unironically, though. It was a little bit too aggressive. Reach does give his life, and it is a bit of happy gaming, quite frankly, from GaleForce as Serpent is taken, and that is a nice gold injection, cutting the lead down from 2k to about 1.2. Now, it's totally fine. They can just make it back and everything on that right there. But quite frankly, GaleForce just needs to slow the pace down. They have to play through Reach though. Chartreuse Raid Sword already at tier 4, 700 gold ahead. The lead is completely in him right now when it comes to though. Now you can see here, Dosia takes a very bad snipe from Marine King, and Ninja is coming right there. Towazu, knocked up by the hammer though, slowed by the hammer, killed by Mither. Wave of arrows comes out, slightly out of range, but Wayo Dart being bullied out right now. The Lancer is not able to come on in and do anything. Ninja goes in, he dashes in, shing! Wayo Dart dies again, Reach is popping off. We talked about it, the PTSD from Teamfight Manager 1 is there, and it is in full force as to why. Dosia tries to dive it on Marine King, but it's not enough. He can only dive and just get a little bit of damage before trading down his life bar. Towazu trying to do what he can, but that's a level 4 support. Nothing will happen there. It's so bad for Citadel Gaming. The Reach legitimately takes the bot tower by himself, gets the solo tower gold, and he's 1.5k ahead. Out of the 3k lead, Reach has half of it. Now Breezy getting dived, 3-man right there. Towazu trying to do what he can. The knockup from Fighter goes in. Meanwhile, Black being dived immediately all together right there. Breezy able to survive with the Troll Torp's ultimate. And Marine King just gets to run Dosia down. Shing! Immediately, Reach gets another kill. Burn Sanctuary, try to do what he can. Ninja Star finally does miss, but Reach already is well ahead. The fact that his only death is just because he greeted in for the kill streak, and then Tropical gave it back over the Wayo Dart is the only saving grace for Citadel Gaming, but the game is absolutely gone for them. You can see Towazu try to do what he can, threatening the Batline, but he has to final cutter out. The fact that he has to use his ultimate to get out of the way is atrocious. Shing! Reach pushes out the ultimate from Lancer as well. Burn Sanctuary has to pop the Life Force to get out and potentially protect his life to withstand the dive. Towazu gets stunned, gets knocked up by the Hammerer. Hammerer will get the kill. No, Hammerer passes the kill off to Breezy. And you see there, now that's 2 people with 1k ahead on GaleForce. The gold lead is 5k, and they're forcing for it. Ninja comes in. He does finally get stunned down. Leodard does it a good ultimate on him, but it comes down to Dosia. Will Dosia get out alive? There's no chase. The Mini John Shi only does so much to support, and Mither whiffs basically everything of the Archer ultimate. However, GaleForce is confident and forwards and says, you guys don't have any other ultimates. Mako does have his Hammer ultimate. Yes, Reach might be dead, but he can just come on back whenever he wants to with the Ninja ultimate. Okay, that's it's out for 25 seconds. But they're forcing a fight right there. Dosia knocked up. 2-man knocked up. Dosia left out on an island by himself. Mako does not get the reset. Wayo Dart fighting for his life. Breezy does not get the final kill, and he has to escape. 3 low health bars, flashing health bars right there, and you can see Breezy is able to just hold on for dear life, making sure that nobody else is threatening. Now Reach does miss the Ninja Star, but that absolutely would have been a kill angel if he goes in. Towazu dies to Reach and Breezy. Black and Burn Sanctuary going in. Reach gets knocked away by Lancer. Will he get away? No, Lancer gets the final poke. That is huge for Zeno Demon. They have to make a play. It is right now. Now, Breezy so get as much damage as they can. You can see the backline untouched thanks to Breezy's efforts. Black dies. No jungle is in the fight right now. Dosia doesn't have an ultimate. It should be a huge fighter ultimate. Archer ultimate does come out though. That's a lot of damage. Dosia doesn't get an knocked. He actually gets knocked out himself by the hammer. Mako saves the life of Mither, and you can see it's another 1 for 2 for 3 potentially. Burn Sanctuary knocked away by the hammer. Nothing to come from it because Marine King and Mither are playing for their lives right now. Meanwhile, as that has been going on, bot has just been in a very bad state. It has been pushed in. Top was slowly pushing in right now, but Burn Sanctuary will take up the farm. We have to look again. 5k gold lead. That's 3 members of GaleForce who have a gold lead over right now. It all comes down to Marine King on what he's able to do, being untouched, unkilled right now when it comes to Towazu about to die. No ultimate from Marine King, but they are diving under the tower. They need to actually destroy the tier 1. Breezy's stuck under the tower right now, but the main John Cheese will keep him alive. Now, unless he gets rooted, no, he does not. Burn Sanctuary, though, however, caught out. He doesn't have his ultimate. Mither caught, though. He does die. Mither is gone. ADC is dead. And with Burn Sanctuary popping the life force, this is a very, very, very good take for Citadel Gaming. This is the best opportunity that they have. Now, you can see Marine King does get a good poke. Now, Breezy does have his ultimate, though. It comes down to, can Reach do something? You can see John Cheese comes out. It's going to come down to a flip. Dosia sways Mako. That's Dosia swaying Reach. Blue team has swayed Mordor, and Citadel Gaming has taken the lead, potentially, for everything right now. The lead has been cut down. Marine King caught out of position. That's a Lancer. Tries. He goes for it. The slow. The final pop. Black cuts down Marine King. The lead has been cut to 1k, and GaleForce is falling apart at the seams. My throat, dude, my throat. Mither, trying to take solo experience right now. Now, the biggest thing is that Mither has fallen so far behind right now. You can see, he's only level 8 compared to Leo Dart's level 9. Again, if there's anybody on Citadel Gaming, the scouting reports are true. Leo Dart is the one to play through. Breezy has to pop the John C. ultimate just to stay alive against the 5-man Traps dive. Now, Mither continuing to push out bot lane, just trying to get what he can. Breezy gonna gracefully lose the top lane when it comes to it right now, but they're looking at Toazu. Breach trying to make a play for what he can right now. Gets knocked up by Dosia though. He does die. Toazu does escape with his life. Marine King can only helplessly watch and poke away as the wave gets away from him when it comes to it. Nothing good coming from GaleForce, and they are now behind 500 gold and without a jungler for this fight. Now Marine King does get dive on by Leo Dart. That's already half health. That's already half of his health gone. Mither does get knocked. Does get stunned. Lancer ultimate. Magic Knight doesn't do anything when it comes to though. But Dosia does die in the meantime. Serpent secured by Citadel Gaming. But Marine King is in a horrible position. Marine King will die with 30 seconds before Morgard up, and that's 35 seconds on the death timer. That's going to be very dangerous. Breezy popping John C. ult to stay alive against Leo Dart. It's just going to be a wet noodle fight right now when it comes to, but Leo Dart is pretty confident with Burn Sanctuary right behind him and with the Life Force. Also, ult right there. Toazu actually maybe could go for an execute if he does get confident. Now Breezy trading pretty well because Burn Sanctuary doesn't really do too much right there. Gabriel trying to do what he can, just trying to keep Toazu separated from the team. Because this might be the pick play that they are looking for. Reach, however, holding his time, biding his time, trying to make sure that they can stay alive until Marine King is back. Because that is every single member back from GaleForce, and that is also going to be Morgard up. Now Dosia taking a good bit of poke damage from Marine King. Marine King does hit level 10, and you see right here, Morgard is started. Biggest note again, Leo Dart, level 11, Leo Dart with 2 completed items. Now that is Morgard down to half. Is GaleForce just giving Morgard? I don't know about this, boys. I don't know about this. Morgard just given up for free to Citadel Gaming, and Marine King and Maid are caught out pushing the mid tower. That is horrible game sense. You know that they were all missing, and the Traps is right now going for Mither. They know he's on an island. They know that he can't hold his minions. He's just gone by himself. The Life Force popped just to ensure that nothing else can be done, and the 4K Gold Ring has swung all over. When it comes to it here, oh my goodness gracious, I can't believe the comeback the Citadel Gaming's been able to put up. Their team fighting has been way better front to back afterwards. Reach, unable to get the assassination, and with that, Leo Dart gets the swipe in. The Lancer is 4K gold ahead. The Lancer almost has a full completed build. Breezy soaking as much damage as he can. He's doing as much as he can for what he can on the team. Mako does not Dosia back into the inhibitor towers, but Burn Sanctuary is able to keep him alive, and nothing else really comes from it. The minions are at the towers. Marine King trying to see if he can't get any exits, but nothing's really going to come to it. It's going to be another Serpent take while there's 35 seconds of the Morgard buff, while GaleForce has to guard their home base. Now, nothing's really going to come to from here, except for the fact that that's another gold injection. Now, Mither has only just completed a second item, but Marine King has been caught out mid. It's just a constant collapse state. Mither looks to transfer. See if he can get Toazu. Reach gets the execute with the ultimate. Shin. Dosia dived on, but Reach does not have the support from his team. Breezy does peel for him, and at the very least, that is a 1-for-1. That is support from mid, though, but with 25 seconds before Morgard, that could be a 5-second window that GaleForce needs when it comes to, though. That is the main thing. Now, we'll see how it goes. Breezy absorbing for what he can. Reach does not have the HP to really engage in a fight truly here if he wants to. Mako, not Slayer Dart up and away, but it really doesn't amount to much, as it's just a wet noodle fight of support versus top. Now, top wave does fall down to the minions. Burn Sanctuary really can't do too much in that case there. GaleForce is 5-man up. If they're gonna find something, it's gotta be on Reach right now, on Dosia right now. Reach gets a Shin misses. Meanwhile, Mither getting 1v1. ADC completely destroyed. Leo Dart showing the Lancer can destroy the Archer. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. And that completed build is way more worth that gold than the Archer's head. 4K gold ahead, 5,000 gold deficit when it comes to it here. But you see, as the waves are being worked on, GaleForce is just calling it. They had snuck the Morgard before, and they're just saying, we have to take this right now. Never mind. They think that there could be a risk of the inner tower being taken, and they just want to peel and destroy Dosia instead. The knockbacks from the hammer, that's a huge gold injection. The lead actually gets cut down a really decent bit, and that's 40 seconds without Dosia. Wow, Mither is back actually when it comes to. However, Leo Dark is right there. Mither has to play patient, has to play his wife. Mither getting run down, and Reach does not even want the smoke. Mither gets run down again by Leo Dart. It's a travesty in the bot lane. It's Leo Dart just continues to bully Mither. Now Breezy in a very dangerous state. He does not have his ultimate when it comes to here. Marine King has to press the final bullet, the final shot to try to do what he can. Reach diving with Leo Dart, but that is absolutely not an angle you want to look for. Majo can at least buy some time. Is this absolutely the collapse point that they're looking for? Shing! Leo Dart in potential trouble, but Reach does not want to burn his ultimate for it. He does not have confidence that he can execute before he gets burned down himself. Now Breezy, taking a lot of damage right now. He does have to pop the ultimate as Dosia pulls the trigger on Marine King. Marine King is dead. GaleForce has stayed on the map too much, and they are trying to fight for it. However, Toazu gets dived by Ninja. Okay, Mither does get a good ultimate in, and Trucially burns Sanctuary. Gets a little too hasty. He does actually pop the Sanctuary. When it comes to no life force from the Guardian Spirit right here. No resurrection potential. It is a support for a mid right now, but the game continues to grind out. And quite frankly, if the game grinds out, I think that gets better in GaleForce's favor, because that gives time for them to potentially catch up in items. Because Leo Dart, besides levels, has already hit. Leo Dart is already at level 12. That is the highest that he can get to right here. Mither's at level 12. That's the highest he can get to. However, Majo got out! Majo got out! He doesn't even get the hammer ultimate off in time! That is support dead for 40 seconds, and that is an immediate turn to Mordard right now. You can see right there. Mither is trying to just push that bottom wave, trying to put pressure, but he is going to retreat back. Breezy trying to cut down that top wave, trying to do what he can, but they're just going to give Mordard again. GaleForce indecisive on what they want to do, and they're just going to give it up. They're going to give it up. Now mid-game coming in. Reach cut out by Black. Marine King run down again. The fighter dive is way too much. Reach just wants his camp, but he's just going to lose his life. Instead, Citadel Gaming can just try to finish the game. Mither just says, you know what, Chief? I'm going to buy time. I'm going to take a tower. At the very least, now we have a win condition in bot lane. Because the problem is, Citadel, despite everything, their take has been slow, and they've only pushed up mid once when it comes to here. If they're going to end the game right now, they have to make the play. Commentator's curse. They're going to do it. Majo has to buy time. He gets stunned out. The life force comes out. Majo is just playing his life right now, trying to absorb as much pressure and make sure the mid tower can live. Now Breezy comes right on in. The John Shi ultimate comes out, trying to absorb as much. He takes so much damage when it comes to here, and just gets to stay in place when it comes to. Now you can see, with no Toazu, they're trying to take this 4v4 as they can, while they know they have the advantage. Now, Shin comes on in, as Marine King does respawn in Mither, but that's dual takedowns. Leo Dart has taken the game over. Marine King dies again, and it's just Mither and Breezy left at the base. The Lancer has done too much, and the game will go, to a game 3. Oh, goodness. This will be a series that goes on to midnight. This will be a game that goes into midnight. Leo Dart did too much. I think I want red sights. I want to be able to counter pick with potential. They banned Wind Mage. They banned White Mage. They're gonna ban Wind Mage. If they take away Whipmaster and Circus Point, that's where it starts getting weak. Oh, do you think he's gonna hate me since I'm gonna go to a game? Let's get Gunner out of here. No dual player. Yeah, we went to game 3 because it's gone on this long, dude. I'm scared of a ghost, potentially. Now, Circus Point is up. Are they first putting Circus Point? They first put Shadowmancer. They want to root people. Well, I do think Circus Blade absolutely. In that case, then potentially Circus Blade could be a mid, and Shadowmancer. Shadowmancer. Oh, well, it's just. This boy can move. Pole Warrior can absolutely dive on the Shadowmancer too when it comes to. it would be a problem for them, which I do think I kind of want to run. So I'm gonna get Pole Warrior, because I have potential jungle as well to them. That is Shrine Maiden and Siege Breaker. Because it's not so much magic as anything like that herself. I think if I'm gonna do something here, I need to look at the ADC. I need to crunch this. I have to crunch this pool. I do think with two squishes like that, Hitman could absolutely be good, but then I'm worried about Bomber being a potential problem. That is something that Leo Dark did play. Do I have to take Bomber away from that? No, we play to our heart. We play Hitman. We play Hitman. So I have my EDC, I have Jungle potentially with Circus Blade. And then I have my mid and Pole Warrior. What would I like to have next then? I do think Knight is a very good protective pick for my Hitman. I need top. That or against Shadowmancer. Is Necromancer good? No, I'm not looking for that necessarily. Let's just stick with the Knight. Go with that. I take Ogre and Boomerang Hunter. Boomerang Hunter has 80. V8 could absolutely be a problem in that I have ways to dive on them. I just need a top laner miss. I think against this comp here, EPH should be good. It should be good, but also I think Lightning Mage should absolutely fry them, ironically, too. They have two big boys, but Lightning Mage could fry them. Alternatively, Shield Bearer and Knight would just kind of be a big problem, too. Oh, give me Dotabi. I want to try the new character. I do was pin it because I was 60 seconds off. I need to think about things more when it comes to there, but I think this is what I'm gonna run as my idea here. Is the fact is I want my bot going to be out when it comes to it here. This man will just be a huge walking. Now we need to have what's his face? Mid bottom absolutely when it comes to. We have to engage on them absolutely when it comes to though. Let's Game 3 Citadel Gaming versus GaleForce. It should have come down to this here. Champion pools are trans, Fearless Draft has gone all the way when it comes to here. But crucially, Surge's Blade has finally been left up for GaleForce and it's going to the general role in Reach, not in Marine Chain this time. Now that is a Shrine Maiden mid versus a pole warrior. So we'll have to see how that pans out. Crucially, again though, it's gonna come down to the bot lane. Reach, already ganking Leo Dark, trying to put pressure on. Killazu actually might immediately die right here. Mako does not get the final hit, and he does survive. Meanwhile, Black does gank immediately mid lane to try to relieve the pressure, but that Marine King is putting on Dosia, but nothing really comes to it there. So we'll just have to see how that pans out. Meanwhile, Breezy has already first Baron Sanctuary out of his first wave when it comes to here. And it's a pretty positive lane state in that case then, overall. Now, lanes start to slow down a bit, but you can see immediately 3 CS to 9 CS top wave for our Siege Breaker compared to the Dotabi is absolutely atrocious. This will be a hard matchup for Siege Breaker to do anything on, especially since he's already a level down against the Dotabi, when not even a wave. The Dotabi just being able to just push that pressure that wave just with his base hit Thundering Strike is able to do things. Now Reach does shadow the play. Wayo Dart, if he gets shut down early, this should be it for the game. Reach gets the first kill, is able to walk through the terrain, and secures the game for GaleForce already. 500 gold in their pockets, and the biggest problem of last game, Wayo Dart on the Lancer, is absolutely shut down. Tozu does get stunned by Mither, and the good thing at the very least is that he will get a lot of stats on the Ogre when it comes to it. Already at 28 stats for his stacking HP pool, but we'll have to see if Armor Shred is bought by Mither, and how they will have to itemize when it comes to from there on afterwards. Now, the crucial key note then too, Shrine Maiden, even though it is a range versus melee matchup, Pole Warrior does really good against range matchups. Is already a level ahead, 300 gold ahead with a 13 CS lead when it comes to right there. He's keeping Dosia at his tower and not really minding any pressure that comes to it otherwise then. Everybody's really having a hard time. Kyozu actually getting dived on a little bit by Mither with that teleport, but nothing really comes around to it. Wayo Dart feeling a little bit pressured right now. Wants to start Serpent. Top lane is just going to be an island. Burn Sanctuary and Greasy do have their ultimates though, but Reach is threatening. He does use up his speed steroid though. Shrine Maiden does use her hits though, and immediately right there, Wayo Dart dies again to Reach. Pole Warrior goes in. That's a double kill. Shadow Maiden doesn't do anything, and Dosia is stunned out. Shrine Maiden dies too. Kyozu, the Ogre is all left, and the Ogre cannot do anything. Serpent is going to be taken, and you can see the paradigm on the coaching shift right there. Surges Blade was left for GaleForce. They swept it up. They identified that's their win condition. They identified that Wayo Dart was the win condition of Citadel Gaming with a 3k gold lead. Not even 3 minutes in, a Serpent take as well. GaleForce is running away with it. Mither trolls though. He gives his life up, teleporting in for no good reason, and gives Wayo Dart a way to get back in the game. If there's a way for Citadel Gaming to get back in, it is right here, right now then. Now, top, again, Island. Nothing happening, but we'll have to see if Siegebreaker gets a split push versus if Breezy is able to participate in team fights when it comes to it then. A Black. Okay, only Jungway not really threatening on anything when it comes to it right now though. Gotta look at the items. Even though with the immediate lead here, there actually isn't an item lead right now. Reincarnation only for Pole Dancer versus Black Knight's Heavy. Okay, no. Now it's been upgraded to Hourglass of Eternity, so the Pole Warrior will get to live on as much as they can. However, Wayo Dart takes a bad tower shot. It's just gonna take one more. Reach is really timing on in, but Mither gets the solo kill! Wayo Dart feeds back in on his own. Kyozu trying to dive on in. Dosia puts out the Shrine Maiden Torii Gate to try to do what he can. Mako, however, with his shield and the taunt, is able to just keep Kyozu off, and nothing really comes from it then. Mako gets stunned up, but Dosia offers no damage when it comes to. Kyozu has to play front to back of Dosia if they really want to make things pay off, but nothing's really going to pay out from it. Meanwhile, as that went on, bot outer tower taken by Mither, level 6 before Wayo Dart reaches it. Very crucial right now. Wayo Dart gonna reach Wayo Dart gonna reach level 6 soon enough by taking the solo wave. The fact is, he is only even on par to Mither after all the bullying that happened game 1. Reach, looking at Dosia. The stun from the Hitman could come out. Dosia lives on, Torii Gate comes and baits Reach. He finally does die. Ogre goes in. Mither running for his life. Gets slammed. And GaleForce was trying to do their patent pendant sneak the Mordard while that was going on. That is not it, Chief. Breezy trying to do what he can. Participate in the first fight as possible. Siegebreaker, however, does too much and Mako also falls down. Marine King trying to poke, trying to do what he can. That's a decent amount of poke on Wayo Dart actually as the Mordard take is going on. But I don't know if really anything's gonna happen here. Breezy trying to do what he can. Marine King stunned though. Does get out with his life. Reach trying to threaten though. Now, the Mordard King is slow. GaleForce is respawning though, and Black is truthfully very low on HP. Reach does have his ultimate. He is going to try to threaten a steal, but it might just be a take of Serpent instead. Reach, no speed steroid. He goes for it. He steals the Mordard! Reach stole the Mordard! He had all the time in the world how slow the take was. He could do the math. Mordard taken by GaleForce, and again, bad to worse for Citadel Gaming. Nothing went well for them. Wayo Dart died immediately, trying to catch the wave bottom. He should have known that all of GaleForce is at bot after taking the Serpent. And you can see it is so horrible, so bad for them. Chartreuse Blade already has their first completed item. That is Warlord's Final Judgment. Storm Sovereign as well, completed for the Hitman. He's actually saving up as well when it comes to it. Kyozu gonna die when it comes to it. Shadowmancer does banish Mako and Mither away, but for what when it comes to it? The Torii Gate's not gonna do much. The Marine King can just push up after the minion wave is cut when it comes to here, and Breezy just does not care. Mato just needs to get a taunt, and Mither just teleport onto somebody and told them, gets a taunt onto Blat. Mither, exactly so, follows up on the play. He's so low in HP, but Breezy should run him down. Dart trying to do what he can. You can see right there, he comes on in, but Marine King dives. The Pole Warrior gets 1, gets 2, lifts it up, knocks him down, and Dosia might be next. All the Mordred empowered minions will get to take the inner tower, potentially. No. They walk away, so they will concede that there as the Mordred buff runs out. Not gonna lose anybody else when it comes to, but that is 3k gold ahead right there. That is almost gonna be 3 item advantage completed when it comes to it there. So again, the fact that Angel's Fane on Black is not to tier 4 yet when it comes to it. The fact that Black is a whole level down a little bit more. Towazu is getting run down. He had no choice. He was getting stunned by the hitman in just a second there anyway. Marine King still gets another kill. That's a 2-man? That is a 2-man walk away, but Black has no way to follow up because Towazu's already dead. It's only used for disengage and nothing comes to it. Now you can see right there, Mako literally just biding his time waiting for Serpent to spawn so he can teleport the team to come around. Mither has to clear the wave first before anything first though, and they will just get to reset when it comes to it. Now, also too, Giant's Horn Shard when it comes to Wind Stormblade. Marine King both for survivability and both first, and you've seen it paying off. He has not died at all once. He's been able to dive safely, and you see right there, Mither, it seemed like he was gonna die, but that's a bait. Burn Sanctuary dies, a shield breaker doing nothing but buying time as the Mordred is being taken, but GaleForce is aware of it. They know what to happen here. Marine King dives early. He does have the bolt for it. Mither dives next. They're trying to find somebody. Dart taunted away. The Ogre is trying to do as much as he can to deal with the attention, but it's nothing enough. They turn their attention to the Shrine Maiden and to the Shadowmancer. Shadowmancer dies to the Hitman, and so does the Shrine Maiden. Nobody left except for an Ogre who can do nothing but tank. He offers nothing else, and Mako is already starting the Mordred with nobody else to stop him. Towazu can only just help us watch as the objective is being taken away. 6k gold lead. He has to try for something, but Reach should have the smite without any problems. It is taken again. Reach, absolutely the MVP of the game so far, I would say, if not for the Deathless game from Marine King. Burn Sanctuary dies again. The Dogebi able to slow and root, making sure that nobody can do anything, and especially so, the Siege Breaker has not done any damage at all comparatively when it comes to it right now. Rather, he's been doing some runaway damage, but he's offering nothing more to the team. Now, in our tier 2, Shrine Maiden, Toady Gate, just to keep the health alive. Mither does teleport in, but he just has to walk back out and use his stun instead on Towazu. Excuse me. Alright, so with that right there, Serpent take again. That is a total of 4 uncontested neutral objectives right there when it comes to for GaleForce. That is a almost Flame Horizon, 11k gold lead, and Leo Dart. He just wants to side farm, but again, the man's awareness is not there. Again, he sees that Serpent was taken and still chooses to push up bot lane. GaleForce with 21 seconds or more to close the game out right now. You can see right here, no ultimates left right now. Towazu does use Ogre form. That's a 5-man seal, and Towazu has exactly the play that he wants. Toy goes out, Reach is finally slain when it comes to so, and this is the perfect fight that Citadel Gaming wants. However, trying to run down Mako does not provide any dividends. Burn Sanctuary is stunned up, taunted up. The Siege Breaker will fall. Dogebi ult comes out. You can see right there, that's gonna be the delayed stun. Black dies to the Pole Warrior. What's that? Oh, to do the donuts. Towazu's trying to be healed up as much by Dosia, but it's nothing to do. You can see Marine King carrying the team on his back. 5-0-10. Dosia being threatened. Leo Dart tilted beyond belief. He wants Mither, but it's not gonna amount to nothing. After his heroics on game 2, it seems that the game is all but over. Breezy should do something here. Dosia has to use the Tony J just to survive, but Mako's just starting the mid wave up. The game should end right here. Minter gets a stun, but you can see with Black and Towazu about to respawn, they're just gonna say, alright, let's not get too cocky. We're gonna get the Mordred. We're just gonna end the game safely right here, right now. 14k ahead right now. Everything predicated off of Marine King's amazing performance as Pole Warrior, off of Reach's Mordred steal. Burn Sanctuary tries to buy what time he can. Towazu has to just walk out because he has no support. Dosia just twiddling their thumbs, and and now twiddling in the grave. Black dived on. Immediately, Hitman goes out. You can see him reaching, dives onto Leo Dart, and it is just a collapse. GaleForce gets everything that they want. They just need to fix the top wave as that was being pushed in. Reach is going to take care of that. Meanwhile, mid wave will be escorted in. Actually, they're just going to leave Mako to it. They'll leave the support to it as they just clean up the bloody business. Burn Sanctuary being targeted. He's going to be stunned up by the Hitman and the Surges Blade in just a second right here. I question why Citadel Gaming banned Surges Blade both Game 1 and Game 2, left it open for Game 3, and let GaleForce run away with it. Marine King, absolute MVP, reach Morgard Steel at the mid game as well too to guarantee both neutral objectives going as well. Went well beyond. 11-minute barn burner of a game that seemed decent at first for Citadel, but just barreled out of control. With that, GaleForce takes a 2-1 victory over Citadel Gaming to kick off North America Division 2. A breathtaking series. A fierce war of attrition, ultimately finishing 2-1. Neither side gave an inch, delivering a tense series where every 6 team fights swung back and forth. Absolutely. Breach on Cavalry absolutely took over Game 1 when it comes to, as you saw right there, a 7-8 kill game. But the Cavalry Chargers took it over. Leo Dart in the 25-17 kill game just put on a clinic. There was a reason why he is the star player of Citadel Gaming, and it showed. Able to destroy Mither over and over again, neutralizing the archer and saying, I don't care if you have disengaged, my dive is gone. But Marine Kings, perfect game, 7-0-13 for the 25-6 victory over Citadel Gaming. There was not even a threat of hope for a comeback. Absolutely. What a game. Okay, I gotta save there because I knew if I was gonna play Teamfight Manager, I would go on, and that is 4 hours of a stream, y'all. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, everyone always at your service now. I'm gonna join my Discord so I can play Genshin Zero with D3. Alright, have a good night, y'all. I'm gonna use the restroom.